Mic is on. Music's off. Stream is live. Chocolate in my teeth. Yeah. What's good? I never know how to open these things. Yes, we're going to be watching some documentaries from Discord, and hopefully, be able to not be able. Hopefully, we don't get copyright struck. Oh God, sorry, it's hard to focus because my special guest for today has decided to send me some cursed pictures. Gosh darn it. Yeah, F for Mike. It's not Mike. Instead, though, I got the next best thing. Say hello.
Hi.
Yeah, it's going to be a Totten River stream. Totten River stream.
Hell yeah, brother.
Mike's dead. It's Totten River now.
Yeah, Mike's dead. We need to get the, what is it, the 7 Dragon Balls?
Yeah, revive him.
Yeah.
Or I have 7
Yeah, he's in
Chaos
heaven right
Emeralds.
now.
Chaos Emeralds, Dragon Balls, they're the same thing. Sonic ripped off Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Also, Gojira Trains, $10 already. Thank you very much. Can River do an unlucky tug impression?
I don't know what that is.
There you are then, that's his impression. $14.99 in $A from Crow of the Strong something.
What is $A?
I have no idea. Hello, ToT. Guess what? That's my 1 month. It's my 1 month, my boyfriend.
What?
I don't understand, but congratulations.
It's saying A is Canadian dollars.
A is Canadian dollars?
Not Canadian dollars, American dollars.
No, that's USD though, isn't it?
Yeah, USD is American dollars.
So what's A?
American dollars.
Everyone's saying it's Australian dollars.
Australian would be AUD, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be AUD. So this is just A. I don't think it says the U. Yeah, it says US for
15.
The first donation. $A means Australian dollars, apparently.
That's crazy.
We've already derailed and we've not even started because we're so focused on the bloody donations.
Derail.
River, I swear to God. I
is...
swear to job.
Your job?
I swear this is my job. I swear to my job.
Yeah.
Hi, ToT. Quilt photos in stream highlights. Let's have a look at that quilt.
Quilt it all up.
Let's quilt it. Let's get quilty. Yeah, do bear with me while I look at someone's quilt instead of entertaining the masses.
Real. Swedish tram person in stream highlights said, I think he is streaming today because Eurovision. Is Eurovision today?
Is Eurovision today? It's either
or is
today
Eurovision
or
tomorrow?
Are they implying that I'm streaming because I'm on Eurovision or I can't compete with Eurovision?
You can't compete with Eurovision,
everyone,
and you're on Eurovision.
Everyone's going to be too busy watching the Eurovision that they're not going to be watching me doing whatever.
Yeah.
Which is
no, they're going to be too busy watching you, so they can't watch Eurovision.
Ah, yeah, now you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I'm just better than the Eurovision.
Mm-hmm. You heard it here first, folks. ToT is better than Eurovision.
There we go. I make more sense at least.
Mm-hmm.
Also, new Doctor Who is coming out. I don't know if it's today or tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow because that's Saturday.
Is it the new guy?
Yeah, Noctuus. I can't pronounce his last name.
I don't know who it is.
I'll learn to pronounce it.
One day.
Watching him in the Christmas special, he seemed to have a good energy about him.
Was never really into Doctor Who.
Man, I love Doctor Who, man. And by that I mean
Really?
Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant. Matt Smith. Here's my controversial Doctor Who opinion for all fans of Doctor Who. Matt Smith was okay. He was not great. He was okay.
I guess so.
It was the writing that let him down. Sorry, 1 month anniversary with my boyfriend. Sorry about my spelling. No, that's okay. Congratulations. Round of
Hog,
applause.
let's go. Everybody clap.
Literally everybody clap.
Yep.
Chat, put some hands together emojis.
Yeah.
Because that's what... I think it's prayer, but it can represent clapping as well. Why not?
Clap in the chat.
Clap them chats.
Yeah.
There we go.
Glenn Narwold.
Holy
Oh god, another person.
$30. Hello, I highly suggest you watch either The Wreck of the Brooker by Part-Time Explorer or Spike TV's Trainwrecks. You guys love it. Well, it was going to be 60-Jaar Amsterdam Central Station from 1949. Because that was next on the list from the Discord documentaries suggestion, but I guess that's what we're watching.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Pay enough money and we'll watch anything.
I mean, don't encourage that, River, please. I'm trying. I've already got a list of stuff I need to watch. I'm like, now everyone's like, oh, watch this, and I can't. Then I'm just going to have a backlog of stuff I've not watched. And everyone's going to get mad because it's like, hey, I posted this like 4 months ago. Why haven't you watched it yet? And I'm sorry, it's because Godzilla Trains donated $30 for me to get copyrighted.
Struck. Yeah.
We paid $30, we're watching it anyway.
So yeah, it balances out. Everybody stop yelling, you can't watch it. This
is an hour long! It's an hour long! You want me? It's an hour! Spike TV's Trainwrecks, what's that? Spike TV Trainwrecks.
Jesus!
Oh my... People, stop throwing this much... Titfield Thunder, I can't watch this on YouTube! I can't watch this on YouTube!
I mean, for that amount of money, you can.
Are we doing a Titfield Thunderbolt commentary now?
Highest bidder gets to watch whatever they want.
Stop! No! No, I'm not doing this! People can't donate ridiculous amounts of money and then be told they get screwed over. No! Don't encourage this!
You're gambling at your own discretion here, guys.
Stop! Well, I guess we're gonna have to move this to Discord or something. Watch paint dry! Have you all been possessed by D-Man or something? Good God. Oh.
Someone said just look what posted on the Discord server. What's posted on the in stream highlights?
In stream, I'm looking in stream.
There's
highlights.
Nothing there.
Or someone's just posted. now in stream highlights something. Canadian's largest train museum. Oh, and documentary submissions. Is that what they're on about?
Maybe, I don't know.
I have no idea. Someone's just saying we're posting stuff and I don't know what they're posting.
So it says, speaking of D-Man, where'd he go?
It's Friday.
I had to bring him out back.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But it's Friday.
Again, once I get the 7 Dragon Balls, he'll be back. Don't worry.
Well, it's because it's Friday, and I think D-Man, I'm assuming, is busy on Fridays because he wasn't here last time we did a stream.
Yeah. Let's go, Coop.
Okay, so we either need to watch this 1 hour long film, or we're watching Titfield Thunderbolt.
Look at the chat again.
Bring back Danny DeVito in his honor. Oh, god damn it.
Another $10 by Gojira's Trains.
I really need to set up like a members thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because everyone keeps donating ridiculous amounts of money on stream and demanding I do things, and it's getting really hard. You know?
Just have a little tip jar.
I'll have a little tip
for
jar.
your membership. But
well, I don't know. Well, I guess... I mean, I could just end the stream now, and then we move this conversation over to Discord, where we could watch the movies without
He's
worrying
made
about
all the money. He's made all the money in 15 minutes. We're done, guys.
Just that's it. Just
that's it. You
daylight
came here
robbery.
for the money.
Daylight robbery.
just keep streaming, and then just like have something going on the stream, and be like, come to the Discord, where you can actually see the stuff. Is that legal? Are you allowed to do that?
I guess what I could do... Actually, no, that's a feasible idea. What I could do is I could have this stream just be like an audio commentary. Like, if we don't play the media...
Yeah.
Like, we don't play the actual, like, audio or video on YouTube. We just stream it in Discord. And we watch it together in Discord. And then, you know, chat can watch along in Discord as well. But then this is saved on YouTube as an audio, as just the audio of us. So then if someone wants to watch along and if they have access to the movie, then they can just...
Exactly.
The
stream will totally perform well.
People are just saying, no, please don't.
They're saying no because, like, I don't have Discord. What do you mean you don't have Discord? Everybody has a Discord account.
Watch-alongs are a thing. The stream is just a commentary track. Start with a signifying thing. I don't know how to go about this, because everyone wants me to watch stuff, but it's all stuff I can't... You know what? If we put enough shit on the screen, and we keep talking over enough of the audio...
We keep talking the entire time. Then they can't copyright.
They can't...
You put, like...
I don't know. I feel
like
you
put Family Guy clips there, but you're gonna get copyrighted for those.
No, because here's the thing, right? The gosh darn stream, like two or three streams ago, where I watched like scenes from The Lone Ranger.
You got sniped by Disney?
Yeah, I got sniped by Disney. So I don't know if like me playing one of these, like, if maybe the documentary will work, but if I put on like the actual movie of the Titfield Thunderbolt, I feel like that's going to get me taken down. So we'll do the documentary. We'll do that first. Because
I like how someone said, phone the spiffing Brit and he'll find a way to exploit around it. Yeah, you just have his number.
I can't call the spiffing Brit because, as we all know, I am the spiffing Brit, right?
Yeah, you can't call himself.
I
Jeez.
can't call myself. Add some sort of face cam. You know what? What's probably a good idea is if I just shrink it down really tiny in the corner.
And then you have a face cam and it's the entire thing, and then you just have like a little. The media is just in the corner.
I'm like one of those like. I'm like one of those streamers on Twitch where like. Oh my god! I'm turning into Sniper Wolf.
You have your tits on display instead of the movie.
Yeah, it's full screen my face and my chest, but then like the tiny little screen in the bottom is the movie.
Yeah.
I mean that might work.
Are you gonna dox Jack Films next?
I couldn't help but hear that he was talking shit about me. I had to do something. Okay, so I need to film something. I need to have a video of something going on. Or should I just, this background I have where it's just the Train of Thought
Yeah.
logo and it's just got like the train tracks going past and the wheels spinning round.
Yeah.
Should I just like leave it on like this default background and then I just shrink and mirror the footage?
Yeah.
Looks like we're doing this. Looks like we're doing this, boy.
You shrink and mirror it, and then you turn up the fucking
Just crank
turn
up
up
the contrast on
the
it.
contrast, yeah. Crank up the sharpness. Make it the worst possible viewing experience.
I mean, hey, at least one of these things is going to be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Copyright only becomes less of an issue of older films. Either their copyright has actually expired or the company that created it stopped existing. The current question is aware of it. So someone's just saying, take the money and run. And the more I hear that, the more happier, more content I am to do that. Someone
Just
says,
put the one post.
No, someone just puts, get some generic CSGO background footage.
You just start playing CSGO in the background.
No, you know what, you remember what fucking Leafy is Here and shit used to do, where, these rant channels where they just have footage of them, on surf maps in CSGO,
Yeah.
or they'd just be playing Doom in the background while they're rambling about feminists or whatnot? I'd just do that, where I boot up TF2 and I'm just playing that in the background while this movie's going on.
Someone Gojira's trades. I fully support piracy and River getting sent to federal prison. Why would I get sent to prison?
Yeah, you're going to
I'm
prison
not
for me.
streaming
You're
it.
my fall guy. You're my fall guy.
Ah, I love those little beans.
Why not let River play Fortnite in the background?
Yeah, I'll do that. I just won't do it on stream.
Well, hold on. If you stream Fortnite to me through Discord, then I stream... Oh, God, this is getting way too complicated already.
Getting way too complicated. Because that... Anyways, we're gonna be going into the Discord to probably watch stuff. That's the thing.
No, we're doing it on stream.
We're doing it on stream?
We're doing it on
Okay.
stream. You know what? We might as well. We might as well do it this way. Oh, good grief. Okay, so I put this on the stream. Let me full screen this real quick. Oh god, and we got an ad already. So if I shrink this down, where I full screen, I mute the ad, and I shrink this down, I just pop it in the corner. Hold on, we mirror it as well.
Yeah.
Backwards. Look in
Turn
stream
up the
highlights,
quality
so
of
you
the
have a
stream.
meme background.
Oh god.
Live
4005
405 reaction. Oh, there's a bunch of actual goofy pictures in this. All right.
Is that an ad?
Yeah, it's an ad right now. I've got it muted, and I'll shrink it down
Mm.
real quick so no one, because I don't want to give the advertisers money.
Yeah.
I don't want to give you free
Fuck,
advertisement. Pay.
fuck the advertisers.
Okay, so we need it about this big. I think that's big enough because it's. Hold on, no, it's. All right, so it is. Let me figure out the right kind of size. That's the right sort of size, yeah. What are we thinking, chat?
You keep moving it. That's the right. That's the.
Just really, really tiny in the corner.
Yeah, big enough for us to see it.
Hold on, wait. Shall I
and
see
then
if I can
make it
find?
2 pixels.
No, hold on. Shall I see if I can find that that Subway Surfers GIF as well?
Yeah.
We'll just absolutely clutter the screen. I'll make it a touch
Guys,
bigger.
I'm so sorry.
I
think you should make it bigger.
Someone says RIP mobile viewers. Well, I'm gonna see if there's like a plugin I can get for OBS where I just have it like moving around the screen constantly in a circle like that.
Oh,
Just-
put it in another corner because the chat covers it on mobile. Put it over over the train of thought
There
logo.
we go, like that.
You're just moving it the entire time. It starts like hitting the corners like a DVD screensaver.
It's just like boom, 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 boom. This is the most blurst stream I've done in so long. We've been sat here for 20 minutes trying to figure out how to do this without me getting copyright struck.
Yeah, we put it over your logo, and then we have Shaq in the corner.
Oh wait, someone said
We have
make
the
it
Subway
rotate. Yeah,
Surfers.
I can turn it like this. I can like spin it around a little bit. So
I have to wait to see what happens on the stream because
there you go. Look at that. There you go. That's better.
Put it upside down.
No, it's not upside down. It's slightly tilted. It's just tilted. Make it a wheel. I don't know how to do that. Someone just joined and said, "What's happening?" It's too hard to explain. But essentially,
walk.
people have spent a lot of money for me to watch this documentary. And
Damn it, he's gonna watch it.
damn it, am I gonna watch it? Oh, God. Please put up the reaction. Okay, I'll throw in the reaction image real quick. Because that can be more just on-screen clutter.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of reaction images. Just a bunch of reaction images. Why not? Save image as. Put that in my downloads real quick. So ToT, how's the stream going? Oh, you know, just absolutely awful. The most. How is it? Every week we somehow manage to make the stream like
better.
Less and less organized.
Make it better.
How? You've seen what I'm working with, right? How do I make this better?
No, this is better.
There we go. And I have that covering like a bit of. It's too big. It's just too big to fit, so it's kind of half covering the documentary. Wait, hold on. Let me. There we go. I have it slightly cropped off on the side as well, just to annoy everyone. Okay, do we think this is gonna work? I'm feeling confident about this. It's mirrored. Like the footage is mirrored. I've got it turned way down. Oh, River, I have to stream it so you can actually see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't hear it, so I can't turn it. I can't turn the stream up. There
So
we
I'm streaming
go.
it through Discord. Oh boy. Okay, is everyone? invert the footage. It's already inverted. I can't make it bigger because
Everyone having a good time?
no. I think everyone that here is suffering.
I wasn't asking you.
People are going to join this stream and be like, what the hell is he doing? And you can thank bloody donators for this.
Don't worry, you've made your money off the stream.
I'll get major money.
You can run anytime you want.
Here we are. We're watching this documentary now.
On the misty evening of February 6th, 1951, the residents
Oh, a train came off the tracks.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's awful. I'm gonna turn it up.
Doors, they saw the deadliest train wreck in state history.
Is there a setting for the
since
subtitle? Oh, it doesn't matter if I put subtitles on anyway because it's going to be mirrored for everyone. So the subtitles are useless.
Guys, learn how to read backwards.
Yeah, read backwards, guys. You're going to have to learn to read backwards.
It's an educational stream.
This is meant to be educational.
It was officially deemed as a simple case of excessive speed. But frustrated investigations failed to get to the
Bros were speeding on the railroad.
It went too fast. Okay, so it's a train wreck. Oh, we're using the science of Unreal Engine to fix this mystery, guys.
The same engine that made Fortnite?
I've got the volume. People are telling me turn the volume up. I don't want to turn the volume up any higher. Look, this is a documentary available on YouTube. If you want to watch it in your own time, watch it in your own time. I can't have like too much of the audio play because I don't want to get sued to oblivion.
Away from the locomotive and down the embankment.
This is the story of the Woodbridge train disaster of 1951.
Spooky.
Ooh.
Very. That's on a train.
That's Titanic.
These aren't trains. Have we been lied to? Oh, that is a train.
There we go.
There we go.
That's a guy. He's a part-time explorer. On the boat?
Only part-time, though, not full-time. You can't be a full-time explorer anymore.
Yeah.
Whole world's been explored. You can't do that.
It's here in Woodbridge Township that this terrible disaster took place.
It's the bridge. It's the Wood Bridge.
Since the 1950s.
We love bridges.
Change, however, is this.
The full legal name isn't actually River, it's Bridge over the River Kwai.
In 1951, it was still under construction.
We just call you River because it's easier.
My name is Tom Linsky. I've been making documentaries about history for years.
This is really well made, by the way.
Worst train wreck.
Like for something that's just free available on YouTube.
85 dead, hundreds injured. Was it a passenger train?
Yeah. Were you not watching? Were you not watching the literal documentary I've been streaming you right now?
No, I'm paying attention. I thought it was another train. What's it called?
A freight train.
A freight train.
There you are. A picture of it right there. Train, passenger cabin.
I don't know what trains look like.
What do you mean? Yeah, you do live in Canada.
I only ever seen the what's it called? Freight trains.
He is. Also, can I just say the brow on this guy? He is constantly angry.
The only surviving operational K4S steam locomotive, the same type that was pulling the broker.
Dude's pissed off constantly.
He's always just mad. He's got that. Look at that frown. He is not happy about anything.
He looks like a puppet.
Just like a Thunderbird's puppet. Or maybe, what's the one Muppet that's always frowning? Is it Sam the Eagle? What am I thinking?
Yeah! Sam the Eagle.
For America.
And it wasn't fair to try to pin any blame on someone that couldn't defend themselves.
Having occurred nearly 3/4 of a century ago, the wreck of the broker is beginning to fade from memory. But the impact that it had on those on board, as well as the legacy of heroism and compassion of Woodbridge Township.
Well, I imagine it'd have quite an impact on everyone aboard.
Is worth preserving.
Once it's
given it derailed. It's pretty determining factor on what would affect you, I imagine.
With the rest of their lives, still seeing evidence for many years after that. had to have it.
Damn, that train got fucked up.
Yeah,
I wonder
no.
what happened to it.
I wonder if it came off the tracks.
Maybe.
The rail line came right down from
Volume
Jersey
won't
City,
matter, the
New
stream would have been
Jersey,
claimed
through
already, so
Newark,
turn the volume up. You can
continuing
add
down
1 hour of
through
silence
Woodbridge, and
interrupted
then
by
south Amble.
Hampter if you're
From
worried
there, it
enough.
continues down
Yep,
to the state's
I'll just say
northern
Hampter every
towns
now
such
and
as
again.
No, again, this
You
is a
just leave the
documentary that's
exact
free
same.
on YouTube. I can hear it fine. River can hear it fine. Can you hear it fine, River?
Yeah.
Yeah, River can hear it fine. Like, just
watch
We're
along.
this is a
fellas.
watch along. This is a watch
Yeah.
along, guys. This is for you guys to put the documentary on yourself, and then you can watch it with us and pretend like you have friends.
The
Uh-huh.
leased track rights from them, the right to operate Pennsylvania trains on New York and Long Branch
Just
tracks.
roasted your entire
Jersey
chat.
Central
Just
Company
destroying my
trains on the
entire chat.
Pennsylvania Railroad tracks.
Just like, yeah, maybe if you had some friends, you wouldn't have to watch me talk about this documentary.
In practice, they operated
We're
under
kidding,
Roosevelt
chat.
books, and it worked out for both. There was,
Maybe.
however, one policy on which the Pensy differed that would come to play a critical part in this unfolding
It'll
tragedy.
come to play a critical role.
The massive Pennsylvania Railroad
Ooh.
ran 2 trains on this line, each with their special name. One was the broker, and one was the banker, being named for their primary clientele. New York
Bankers and
City's
brokers.
financial district workers commuting
Oh
to
god, did it kill a bunch of brokers?
It's okay, they're stock market guys. They're not real human beings.
Oh yeah, true. They're not real.
Well, not now, anyway.
February 6th, 1951. The broker and the banker had made their early morning runs up from Bay Head to Jersey City as usual, and then made their way over to the Meadows Maintenance Yard near Jersey
Bay
City
Head?
to prepare for their evening ride back along the same
I barely know her.
As the trains sat at Meadows from the late morning through early afternoon, 2 important situations were developing that would impact the train's return trip. One was a construction project along the train line at a place called Woodbridge Township. A special
place where
it
order
raged.
by the Pennsylvania Railroad to
Oh, the construction people fucked up.
General
Maybe.
Order 1806,
We don't know.
instructing
That's why we're
cars to
watching this
slow
to
down
find
to
out.
20
That's why we gotta
miles per
watch.
hour in that area, starting
But we
that
gotta keep
afternoon.
talking, because we might get
The order
sued.
was posted a week ago, with
Ah!
that crews were
I'll just do that
expected to
over the
review
entire stream.
Fitzsimmons
Just the
saw
solid
for
snake
first
death.
time that morning. The second and more dynamic situation was a labor strike unfolding with the Jersey Central Railroad, with whom the Pennsylvania Railroad shared
So it was meant to be under construction, but people were on strike.
Jersey Central going on
I swear to
strike
God, if they
created
blame
tons
this on
of
people
additional
striking
commuters that
because
the
they hate
Pennsylvania
socialism,
Railroad
I
needed
swear to God.
accommodate. As the strike was
At the end, it's
fulfilled,
just like,
the
and that's why we
Railroad
don't like
operated in
social.
preparation for
And
the
that's why we
evening
don't
commute.
give in to strikes.
With more passengers coming, more trains were needed.
Yeah,
Cars from
like copyright strikes. Don't give in.
from its locomotive,
You
and
got
connected
the
to back of
touch.
That morning's broker
You got
to
the
make the broker nearly
power.
twice the size it usually was, with another long train being arranged to run as the banker. Now let's take a look at the broker's new consist. Locomotive 2445 was a K4S class 462
Look at that boy.
engine, built in June.
I know totally what that means.
Look at that Pacific boy.
The locomotive on the Brogue
Yeah.
is one of 425
And it's Frankie Frowns
of a
again.
similar type of steam
Frankie
locomotives
Frowns.
that the Pennsylvania Rail developed.
In 1951, it's 34 years old.
Jesus
It's an older
Christ.
engine, but still one of the best suited locomotives for the northern New Jersey run.
The K4s ran their last
Looks a little
miles of New
dirty.
Jersey
Yeah, but they
on
were
what we
dirty when
call
they ran.
The North Jersey coastline, which used to be the New York and
Well,
Long Branch
that's, at the
Railroad.
time, they were just
Next was its
machines.
tender, capable of holding 22 tons of coal and 13,500 gallons of water for the production of steam.
That's
Following
a
the
Yeah, that
locomotive
train must be
tender
thirsty.
I was about to say, it's a
70
thirsty boy,
passenger
innit?
cars. These were all steel cars, and the standard passenger car for the Pennsylvania Railroad of the time, capable of
I like how it's not in order of like the numbers.
well lit on the inside with
Yeah,
luggage
but like,
racks
it's
overhead
rolling stock. It
and
gets
long
mixed and
rows of
a lot.
large glass windows on
Mm.
either side. Tacked on at the end of the train,
Looks pretty
after the 10
comfortable.
passenger cars was a club car leased out to the Jersey Shore Commuter Club. This was a modified P70.
Jersey Shore?
It's the Jersey Shore Commuter Club. It's a good thing it crashed.
Parlor style set inside. The club leased this car out exclusively for their members to give them a bit more of a comfortable commute. While I'm sure it was crowded on this run, it wouldn't be nearly as crowded as the rest of the train. As this morning's broker and banker were combined into just this
Someone
evening's
saying the
broker,
engine's dirty
the
and
crews of the
thirsty.
two trains merged. Now,
Hell
the
yeah,
broker's
brother.
That's how I like
broker's
them.
locomotive 244
Someone says missing bad to the bone.
The train's engineman, which was the Pennsylvania Railroad's preferred term for engineer, would be Joseph Fitzsimmons.
Joe had been born in Ireland, came to this country, came to the United States, and he worked for the railroad just about his whole career. You know, he worked there for 42 years. He had a pretty average.
I don't know
record.
where they're getting all
About the
these
time
pictures
of the
from.
broker wreck, you know, there were a few things going on.
I'm guessing they took them.
Going on at Woodbridge.
Yeah, no, but I mean as in like, did
Yeah.
did this guy go to their families like, hey, don't suppose you've got any pictures of the guy who died in this train crash?
On a personal level,
Probably.
No, yeah, sure, actually, we do. And so,
and had just been released
Yeah.
from the hospital. So there are other things kind of going on in the background as all of this is
Well, they probably did.
starting to take place.
Fitzsimmons' fireman was
Ugh.
Albert Paddy Dunn, also from Ireland and nearly the same age as Fitzsimmons. Like Fitzsimmons,
How
Dunn
old
was
is
a
this?
rather reasonable
These
service
photos,
record.
goddamn.
He actually called out sick from work this morning.
When did this
but
happen?
changed his mind
this
10 minutes later.
1951.
A tragic
Have you not been
mistake
paying
for him,
attention?
as he would become the only crewman lost in the disaster.
I haven't been paying attention that closely. I've been watching though.
Locomotive, while head conductor John Bishop was in charge of the rest of the broker. Bishop was
Someone
on
said,
this
"God
morning's
damn it, I
bank
got an
and
ad."
had
Does
been
that mean they've
transferred
already
over
claimed
to
this
the broker
stream?
for the evening. Bishop was from Potsdam,
Oh.
Pennsylvania.
I don't know
and assisting
either.
him were 4 brakemen.
I'm concerned, but hey, who cares? Oh. Oh, for a moment I thought we were about to get an ad.
Was coming to an end in Lower Manhattan. The
I was worried we were
ferry
just
was
gonna
already
suddenly get an
shuttling
advert
workers
for like a
across the Hudson
holiday.
River to New Jersey on the first leg of their commute home. Some of these commuters travel up to 2 hours each way every day, but the money was worth it, especially for those who worked in New
2
York City's
hours
financial
each way,
district.
Jesus.
That's one hell of
The
a
evening
commute.
was hazy, with the ground
Yeah.
damp and the air chilly. The ferries pulled into the Exchange Place station, and the passengers
Anything more than
continuing
an
their
hour
commute by
is like
rail
that.
didn't even need to go outside to board the train
That's just
waiting
a
for
hell
them.
of a commute.
To
Hate
to
Fort
work
a
Worth,
job I
the
need to
broker
commute an
loaded with a
hour
rush
for.
of passengers disembarking the ferries.
Yeah, instead of, how long do you commute for this job?
John Ryan was a junior in
It does take me about an hour and a half to get out of bed in the mornings.
Oh, yeah.
The commute's awful.
I picked up a little job after
Like the
my last class.
2 feet it takes for me to
at
get
the
out of bed and
Exchange
get to my
Place right
desk.
across from the Harborside
Mhm.
Terminal there, so it was very convenient for me at 5 o'clock to go to
Someone
the
said
bank.
I did 2.5 one-way to NYC for 5 months. Fuck that.
Man, that
As the
sucks.
clock counted down to departure, Conductor Bishop checked in with Fitzsimmons one final time. He said to him that the train is carrying 11 cars and that everything is in good order. He then added one
Well, that's
final
good.
reminder for Fitzsimmons to watch his speed at Woodbridge.
Watch your jet.
So what
Ooh.
exactly was happening at Woodbridge that required caution on
Watch
their
your
part?
speed at
Woodbridge
Woodbridge.
is a town along the railroad about 14 miles down the line from Broker's
They
first
said,
stop
well,
in
they
Newark.
established earlier it's
It was a
construction,
small town
right?
with a raised railroad bed, elevated about 30
So
Yeah.
why are they
feet
saying
above the
be
ground
careful
on
when
a
it's like,
dirt
watch out? It's like,
embankment.
no, we already, it's
Now
construction,
the
right?
brand new New Jersey Turnpike was being built right through the town, cutting across the path of the Pennsylvania Railroad's track, the track that the broker was to be traveling on. With this new superhighway cutting its path, it was decided that 2 parallel overpasses would be built, one to carry the railroad tracks and one for street traffic to replace a civilian road that was also being cut into by the highway. This road was Fulton Street, which ran right beside the tracks.
You have to create a temporary.
The
tunnel
highway
that's gonna
literally
carry
killed the
trains
train. Yes,
over
it
the
did.
construction site while this new bridge, this new
It's so
current bridge
crazy
goes
how,
over
like,
the
highways, they just plow them
This temporary
through,
track
like,
would run
over a
parallel
bunch of
to the main
buildings.
line as the
Or they just,
embankment was widened.
it's
Once
either
all
over a
3
bunch of
railroad
buildings, or
tracks
they
were
just,
cut
like,
off,
fucking demolish
trains
everything in
could
the
be
path.
rerouted over this
Just to have a
temporary track
super
before the
highway.
mainline railroad
Okay,
bridge
so there was a
constructed.
temporary deviation on the line.
complicating the matter is Legion Place, which crossed underneath the existing
But like,
railroad by cutting
it's
through
crazy
the
because in
exits.
England too,
Now the construction
like
work
especially
on the
during like the
turnpike
railway
overpasses
boom in like
required
the mid
widening the
1800s,
embankments and lengthening
where
the
like
cut that Legion Place carved
you'd be
out.
living in a city,
This
you've
was one of
like
the first
you've
steps
bought
that
and
the
paid for
construction
this
team
house
did,
you
piling
live in,
more dirt on the
Yeah.
western side of
and
the
they'd just be like,
and constructing large
nah, but we're
concrete
building a
retaining
railway
walls
line
on
from
either
there to
side
there,
of
and your
Legion
house is in
Place.
the middle of it.
As the track
You don't
laid
get
Yeah.
across
you don't get a
Legion Place
choice.
as
We're
well, a
bulldozing
temporary
it.
wooden trestle was built
It's like there's
spanning
no
the
choice.
The track laid across this trestle was not
That
That
looks
does-
very
that is
fucking
ja-
unsafe.
That looks jank as hell. Like, don't get me wrong, like it's probably rock solid. Like they made sure that shit was sturdy, but it looks jank as hell.
However, in what was to come.
If you look at the geography here, it's very tight.
Bro's
You don't
fit
have
is
a lot of room
immaculate.
to work with to
He-
move
he's
the
got
track
that good
to move
fit.
tracks off the main line, and so it was a fairly tight curve off of the main line.
He looks
onto
like
the
he should
temporary
be
track.
like doing film
Started to curve
reviews on
off just before
YouTube.
Legion Place,
But,
That
like,
is holy shit. That curve.
Because it was so
That-
tight,
yeah, it's a
there
tight
was
bend.
speed restriction.
That's like a
Normally, trains
45
have
degree
long
angle.
tracks at a maximum speed of around 65 miles per hour. Because of this jog off onto this temporary
The wreck
track,
at
it was
Woodbridge is
reduced to
caused by a
25
wood
miles
bridge.
per hour
Yeah,
so they could take
makes
that-
sense.
negotiate that curve successfully.
Really?
Today was the very first day.
Wow.
Railroad's crew would be passing through
Look
the
at
area
that
with
is
these new speed
so
restrictions.
janky.
They weren't even in place yet for the morning run.
Like obviously it's just
The
a
broker got
rendering.
underway
It's not
at
the real thing, so it's not that
5:07
great. But it
leaving
looks so
Jersey
janky.
Still, yeah.
heading toward its first
So
stop,
janky.
Newark, New Jersey. When it left, the train was packed. In fact, it was so crowded that there were cases of passengers stepping back off the train because they couldn't find their
Jesus.
seats and didn't feel like standing. With 10 cars open
I've
to the
been on
public
trains
and
like
80
that
seats
though.
in each,
Like rush hour
looking
can
at
be
around
crazy.
800 people
Never
on
been
board,
on a
not
train.
counting those who might be
Well, I
sitting in the
think
exclusive
Mike's
car.
been riding around on some while he's down in London.
Fitzsimmons brought the
Yeah.
broker to
But
a
like,
halt in
I think
Newark.
I
A
was
few
visiting
disembarks
the
here,
Severn
but
Valley
a
Railway
flood of
during
additional
the
passengers came
coronation
aboard.
weekend,
You see, normally,
and
Jersey Central Railroad passenger
I
trains also serve as
spent the
various
day there, and
stops
as I
along
was getting the
route.
train back,
However, due to that
it was
labor
so
strike,
rammed,
Jersey
I had to
Central was
like get into
completely shut
first
down
class.
that day.
I had a
So
standard
every
ticket, and I
passenger
just
that
wandered
would
into
have
Yeah.
been
first
on
class.
with Jersey
Every
Central
seat was
now
taken.
standing on the
I was
end
sat.
Jesus.
I was
platform,
sat on the
trying to
floor.
find another way home.
The floor? You didn't stand?
There was like a bit in. There was like the disabled space that no
Yeah.
one was in, and like no one had a wheelchair. No one with a wheelchair tried to get
You're
out.
like, oh, just sit here.
So I just like sat on the floor. I think it was just a place where like, or it might have been where like the luggage was meant to be put.
That's crazy.
I know, and like I had such a long day as well that as soon as a seat came up, I sat in it, and I was dozing off. It was when a train is rammed, it is rammed.
No Panzer Fox. So he said ToT disabled. Confirmed.
No,
No, he's not disabled.
not physically at least.
5 minutes after arriving, the old K4S began riding down the long stretch towards
Mentally,
its
however,
the
well,
town of South Amboy.
Maybe.
In about 20
Amboy.
That's a secret I'll never tell.
making its first drop-off stop.
I'm about to say mentally at least.
Sunset had
Well,
come at
I run a
5:22
YouTube channel
that
where I
evening,
talk about
which was
trains.
right
Make of
as
that
the
what you
train
will.
sat at Newark Penn Station.
Yeah.
So now at dusk,
Someone
many
said,
of the
so you can
passengers
fold
on
them
board
down?
tired
Fold
and
what down?
all day at work, took
What are you
advantage
talking
of the
about?
sun to nap.
I think they're assuming that like there were fold down seats on the trains. There were not.
Oh.
It's not like a bus.
Things were quieting down on board the crowded broker, especially in the 6th car, whose lights were malfunctioning, leaving the car in total darkness.
Oh, that would be awful.
Just after 5:40,
Like,
the broker approached Woodbridge
Being in
Station.
total
The train would
darkness
not be
is one
stopping.
thing, but
Now, the
like,
construction site was about a
And then you
quarter
crash?
mile
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also a bummer.
But the approach
no, but like
was
the thing is though, everyone's like
made
every
like a
adaptation of the
raid.
Titanic, like the lights are on,
Fitzsimmons
passengers
increased the
can see.
train's throttle to
No,
help
the
it
lights
run
went out.
ahead.
If you were in the middle of the Titanic
The train
and the lights
sped
went
up
out and it started
the mountain
sinking,
hill,
you couldn't see anything. It was just pitch
It rounded
black.
a slight curve
Yeah,
heading
that would be
southward.
absolutely
It was
terrifying.
dark,
Horrifying
misty,
as well.
and disorienting as Fitzsimmons looked out his window. Suddenly, the light at the front of the locomotive illuminated a sharp curve. The construction site
Oh.
Fitzsimmons
Oh, here we
had
go.
known about. With no time to lose, he cut the throttle and slammed on the emergency brake, but the curve came up too fast for the train to sufficiently slow down. The train jerked to the right as it hit the first curve. Everyone inside the train who had been standing was thrown forward with the slamming of the emergency
Oh, here we
brake
go.
and against the left
It's about
side
to
of the
happen.
sharp right turn. A moment later, the train jerked to the left on the second curve, throwing everyone on board across the train again to the right.
Oh,
Oh.
Train fell
God.
off the rails.
There goes the tender. Hey, you know what? Could have been a lot
It's a
worse.
good render.
Could have been a lot worse.
Like how Chet
Speaking of
goes,
worse, ad.
"Ruh-roh." Skip.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
That actually happened in the train crash. There was
As
someone
soon
almost
as
got eaten
as
by a
soon as
shark.
as soon as the last
It took
car
the town of
stopped,
Woodbridge to realize what
just
had
they
hit
all
them.
got an advert for a crappy mobile game.
Anthony
Yeah.
Augustine was in his loft when he witnessed the accident and was one of the first people to run to the crash site.
Everything was silent and quiet, like the dust still
Is
hadn't
that-
settled from
Is that
from the
Robert De Niro?
accident.
It's not Robert De Niro. Kind of looks like him though.
I'd say about
Yeah.
5 minutes that took place that people started to realize what happened. Like even the people that lived along Fulton Street, they were standing out on the
Absolutely
porch,
zero fucks
realizing
given.
what they were seeing.
That is an album cover.
A few streets over, Frank LaPenta was just getting home.
I parked my car in front of my mother's house on School Street in Woodbridge. As I went to turn off the ignition of the car, I heard somebody running up the street calling my name. It was my neighbor and friend, Danny Licenzio.
Well, that's a
train
name.
just went off the track down by his uncle's factory on Fulton Street.
The Ducey Mall, Italian American.
Yeah, it's New York. It's
As we
It's
parked
East
on
Coast,
Fulton
so
Street,
it's-
across the street
no, it's
from
West.
the
Yeah.
train
yeah, it's
started
East
the
Coast, so
accident.
it's going to be a
It's
lot of
East
Italian
Coast, New
American.
York.
And
Irish and
everything
Italian
was very
American.
quiet. The dust was starting to settle around the accident. There were railroad cars on the trestle. They were kinked and they were
That's
hanging.
a good render, though.
There were railroad cars scattered along
Like-
the rail line.
Considering this was made,
The locals arriving on the scene saw people inside the train, but no movement, and heard nothing.
oh,
There
that
were
was
people
that
sitting
was
on the window
horrifying,
of a
though.
car that was laying
Oh,
outside.
Unreal 5 is
Legs
brand
hanging
new. I
inside.
thought it was Unreal 6, but no, it's Unreal 5.
It's Unreal 4 or 5. It's one of the two. Point being, though, that
Anne
like
LaMonaco lived on the other side of the tracks. The mother of four was in her kitchen when she saw.
Oh,
out
apparently
the
you
window
buffered
the
for a
wreck
second.
unfolding,
oh, well, I mean, I am
crashing
streaming
down
to
the way
you,
from
and I'm streaming to YouTube, so it's gonna buffer.
She rapidly called
Yeah.
the police, but even then she was
People thought you got
unable.
sniped.
When her husband got home from work shortly after,
if we
he
were
ran
sniped,
over
we'd
to
know.
help out and was there most
As,
of the
as
night.
someone who was sniped by Disney, we would know.
John Ryan was in
Yeah,
the
you'd have a pretty big
He fell
headache.
asleep
Look at
as
that
the
boy.
train started its run, but now found his car flipped
They're
over
30 or
on its side.
13.
We were hanging down this embankment, and I remember waking up. You know, they had those old-fashioned lights, and I was pretty much wrapped around one of those. So, but you know, I felt everything, and everything was. I'm not hurt. You know. You know, I'm very lucky. I did help two people get off. I pulled the seat off of one, and this lady, young lady was there, and I helped her get off the train too. We worked our way through all the crap that had come down from the ceiling, and we got out to the door, and they started back along the track, and I wasn't going to do that. I went down the embankment, and I walked across.
He's
to
like,
the
fuck
house,
this.
and I just asked them if I could use their phone. You know? And of course, they had seen what had happened. And he said, "Of course."
Could you imagine, though, you see it happen, you don't call the police, you wait until someone actively gets out of their wrecked car, helps someone out of a carriage, and then walks to your house to call the police.
People in the community at that time wondered why we needed a truck with such a large ladder when the tallest building in our community was only 3 stories high.
Well, that newfangled fire ladder proved to be exactly what was needed that night. It was put into
We don't need a big
place
ladder.
rescue workers
Needs a
direct
big ladder.
access to some of the cars. The forward 7 train cars were a mangled wreck of twisted steel
Yes.
and
Oof.
broken glass. The broken glass, by the way, being responsible for so many of the casualties. Harry
I mean,
Lieber
well, yeah, it was
was a
plate
welder
glass.
just getting home from work. He
They
had
didn't have any
the
of this,
welding
like,
tools in the car with him.
I was in
laminated
glass.
stuff. It was,
Yeah, laminated temper shit.
car. There was a
Yeah.
ladder. I had to climb up the ladder, get into the. As you're sitting in the train, it was on the side.
Welders like Harry Lieber were working hard to cut through the mangled steel to free the survivors. By this time, with the help of the first locals on the scene, survivors were beginning to climb out of the wrecked cars and out onto the street.
Very soon, people started running and helping those that were coming down from the train.
And when that ambulance arrived, I felt sorry for the guys that were in that ambulance because the people just mobbed them that were hurt.
we're gonna need a
People were
bigger
trapped
ambulance.
absolutely everywhere.
Or another.
The wooden ladder
We're gonna need more than one.
got up on the trestle there, and somebody asked me for a cigarette. Hey, you got a cigarette? All right. I'm looking around. I don't see anybody. I looked down, and my God, the whole train was on top of this man. He was the whole corner. The only thing sticking out was his head and part of his shoulder. I gave him a cigarette.
He was asked for a cigarette.
I mean,
Somebody was gonna get the.
wouldn't you
welder
want
and
one if you were pinned under a literal
get him
train?
to burn him out. And then
Yeah.
the next thing I know, somebody grabbed me, one of the first aid men from Woodbridge, and I was on the end of a stretcher, and we were going down.
Someone said the train needed a cigarette.
Fireman Patty Dunn had
I
been
mean-
thrown from the locomotive as it tipped over.
Wouldn't you?
A passing truck driver happened to see him lying on the ground and picked him up.
I'd
and
want
put him in
chewing
his
gum,
cab.
probably. Yeah, I mean,
Dunn,
it's...
who survived both shrapnel and gas
Nah,
during the
cigarette.
First World War,
At the time.
expired inside the truck on the way to the hospital.
At the time, you'd
As
ask for a
for
cigarette.
Fitzsimmons himself,
Take what you
he
can get, man.
received some very serious
Right.
injuries, concussion, back injuries. He manages to crawl out of the locomotive. Now remember, it stayed up on the embankment, but it was over on its side. The stuff is falling on him, and out of the cab, and he's able to crawl out through the window, out under the cab, and get out. He slides down the embankment. You can imagine the shock and the horror of what had just happened, and he looks back to where his train should have been, and just sees these mangled masses of metal and all the people.
I
So he's
feel like
walking
he
through
should
all
be in
of
a
this,
shop reviewing
and he
Pokemon
walks
cards.
from the rescue down to
I
Main
don't
Street.
mean to offend, but like he
He's
just
He's like
has
a
that.
connoisseur.
He just
you
has that
know?
energy about him.
Says to the cop, "Hey, I'm the engineer. I need somebody to help me."
I feel like he's gonna tip the hat at me.
And the story is that the cop basically stopped somebody, a couple, put Fitzsimmons in the back seat and said, "Drive to the hospital," and they would go to Perth Amboy General Hospital.
The modesty
Reused
of many
footage,
of the
0
rescue
out of
workers is
10.
worth mentioning. A welder named
Oh no,
Rick
no, they'll
was
just
called out
don't
to
worry. We'll
assist
just
as
hop
he
in
had
my
some of the
time
best
machine and we'll
welding
get some
equipment in
fresh
the area.
footage. It's
He
fine.
came out just after he
Yeah.
was getting home from work.
What do you mean reused footage? You can't have
20
not
hours
reused
straight,
footage. This
returning
took place
home
in the
the next day. His
1950s.
family said that
This
he
took
ate
place
some food
over
right
70
in bed,
years
missing
ago.
work the next day. Ray never talked about his work and refused any press interviews, feeling that his work didn't need any attention. He just did what had to be done. His family didn't even know how extensively he was involved in the rescue.
Doesn't mean to offend, but calls the guy basement dweller. Not a basement dweller, just a.
Hey, you said
You
the
know
words
what?
basement dweller.
We
said
didn't
those
say
words.
anything. We said
I just said he collects Pokemon cards. You can have a pretty
Yeah.
normal and healthy life and collect Pokemon cards.
Yeah, just look at me.
Yeah.
Covered in mud by the
Get it?
I wouldn't. Maybe not. Normal and healthy, maybe not the two words I'd use to describe you, buddy.
Wow. Okay. Okay, Mr. Train Man.
Hey, I never said I was normal or healthy either. It takes one to know one, buddy, and I know one.
So after the train wreck, the phone company came.
Oh, he changed his suit.
Extra phone lines into the United Methodist Church here, and this became kind of an operations hub. If you were wondering what happened to somebody that you knew who might have been on the train, this is where you would have come looking for information and hopefully for some good news.
This is where you would have come.
The word went out on the radio, with the story spreading rapidly across the state and soon the whole country.
This is Frank Wilkins reporting to you from the home of Mrs. Barbara Liptak at 263 Fulton Street in Woodbridge. Great many communities are here working feverishly to remove the injured and the dead from this holocaust. Spectators are actually hindering the work of the rescue operation. They're lining the streets, and police are sorely pressed to push them back and keep them out of the way.
Goddamn
It's estimated
spectators.
that as many as 1,500 people had crowded around to watch what was happening, with spectators sneaking into people's yards and crowding around the rescue workers.
Sneaking into people's yards.
So
God,
you couldn't get in it, or you couldn't get out of it from.
In fairness,
tours
though,
of
like,
people that came down and want to see the accident.
Many of the people
this was the
in
50s,
houses
like,
across the street,
not a
on Holy
lot
Street,
really
the whole
happened
neighborhood were very
in
grateful
day-to-day
Yeah.
life, so
when
it's like
they
a train
opened
wreck.
their
That's a
doors
once-in-a-lifetime
Yeah,
thing.
life was boring before iPhones.
Many of the homes,
Correction,
they ruined
life
their
was
rugs,
boring
their
before
carpets,
Fortnite.
because these people were just
Hell yeah,
they
brother.
didn't know where to go.
The impact that it had on the community is obvious in the first few days, the weeks, that sometime after. You know, you have to have that resiliency, and you have to have something you have to live with the rest of your life to see something like that. So, you know, you
A bunch
clean
of
up the
50s
crash,
rail fans just
but the
came to
people
take
who
piece
lived
of the
on Fulton
engine.
Street, they went home every night, and the trauma.
I mean,
is something you
that's
live
what happened
with,
at Crush,
you know.
wasn't it?
Several of the
Like,
nearby hospitals
two
and
steam
wards
locomotives were
completely
crashed into each other
overwhelmed,
for
with an estimated
entertainment. The
500
boilers
or more
exploded.
people injured in the
Like,
disaster.
shrapnel killed like 2 people in the audience. And as
Jesus
soon
Christ.
and as soon as like, oh, goddamn,
What the hell is it?
It's Muller. It's Muller. I don't care.
What is Muller?
Do you not have Muller?
No.
It's yogurt, my dude. It's like milk and yogurt and stuff.
Oh. Oh.
Oh boy, that's
There
an
were multiple
awful.
investigations
That is
into
a
the disaster
mess.
to get to the root cause, with 2 specific
I have a
ones
feeling they
taking the lead.
crashed.
One of those
No
was by the
shit.
State Commerce Commission, or the ICC, and the second was by the Board of Public Utility Commissioners, or the PUC. Ultimately, both
puck.
investigations knew that this wreck was due to excessive speed, but they wanted to find out if there was more to it than just that. As Fitzsimmons laid in his hospital bed, he was questioned repeatedly by the police, the press, and many investigators.
Oh, he's not a
Over
happy
time,
chappy.
His story about the speed changed.
That was
I
like
don't
a
think he was
Renaissance
lying. I don't think
painting.
he was trying to deceive anybody, but I think he, as a self-defense mechanism, rationalized.
The investigators studied photographs of the wreck, taken as it was being rapidly cleaned up. Keeping the wreck
Guy in the middle looks like my
too long would
grandfather.
delay the turnpike's
Maybe he
construction,
was your
so the
grandfather.
wreckage needed to be
I don't think he
removed right
was.
away. In the meantime,
You
the
don't know.
National Guard was brought in to
God, I
keep
hope
the wreck
not.
site secure.
God, I don't
A
want to be
wrecking train was
related to
brought
an
in,
American.
And the 4th car was gone before
Yeah,
nearly
jeez.
any of the photographs were taken, except for this frightful one.
Woof.
The caption that the press used for this photograph was that this was the death car, car number 3. However, in putting together our animation for this documentary, we were able to identify that this is actually a photograph of car 4, a car that fared only slightly better than car 3.
Oh yeah, no,
What did
it
car
only
3,
got
the
mostly
actual
mangled
death
instead of
car,
completely.
look like in the end? Well, it was completely obliterated.
Just mostly.
It couldn't be
Yeah,
I'm
wrong.
sure they can fix it.
Literally, what did I just say?
How bad it
Completely.
was. And
Good
when the wrecking
grief.
crew moved it, it flattened out into a heap of metal.
They just need to buff it out.
In pieces. The other cars
I feel
followed
like we're not
shortly afterward.
giving
They
this
hoisted up and
incident the
rested
due
upon wheel
respect
trucks
it
and
needs.
rolled away to a nearby
No.
rail yard. There
That
was
happened
a
over,
Perth
what,
and
70 years ago?
Don Road
Yeah,
and
they're all
John
dead
Benko.
now anyway. Who cares?
Exactly.
Oh, God.
Chilling photographs photographs of the inside.
Why are we that guy?
Jesus
My
Christ.
God, could you imagine being inside that?
I don't want to imagine.
No, but like, just imagine you're just on your way home from work and then suddenly thump.
Most, if not all, of the P-70
Just
cars in the
your
wrecked portion of
your
the train
arm is
were
broken,
single
you're
scrapped,
upside down,
while
and you're
the
covered in
seems to have
glass.
been
Like,
repaired and
what?
put back into service.
That's just a regular Friday night. Am I right, fellas?
It literally is that. I hate to say it, but it's literally that meme of what are you doing in this situation?
What are you doing in this situation? And it's like a BDSM torture device.
I was thinking something completely the opposite. Have you ever seen those memes? It's like, what are you doing in this situation? It's just like this giant, three-headed, terrifying being flying towards. It's like this render of a giant monster flying towards Earth. It crashes into the moon, and the moon just like reduced to dust. And it's like, what are you doing in this situation? Well, what can we do? It's just we're dead.
I gotta do something about this.
Unfortunately, the same thing happened with the Nashville 1918 Hedon on a good example of telescoping. Oof. Yeah, no, I've studied a few train wrecks. Telescoping carriages is awful.
They sound cool, though.
And was that a major contributing
Telescoping sounds cool.
After all, the tracks on the trestle were held in place by gravity and were engineered to only be there for a few months.
Oh, they weren't even bolted down.
But sitting in small grooves on top.
Jesus.
The tracks weren't even
bolted. Yeah, because they said before they literally just slotted it in.
The rails that rested on top did lift off and bend, but they were never meant to be hit by a full train
Jesus.
at full speed. In fact, although the trestle
bends.
Bolt it down. Bolt down the tracks. No.
7 trains before it, all of which obeyed Order 1806 and slowed to 25 miles per hour, made it safely across without accident.
Other trains went over that before?
The rails on top
Yeah.
Like, even if they slowed down, like,
as with the rails on the solid
they
rails
weren't bolted down. That was an accident waiting to happen.
Speed that caused the train to derail. So how fast was the broker going? We don't know.
There were no speedometers in K4.
Little fast.
They experimented with them, but they found they got out of calibration way too easily to be reliable.
Also, how do you not put speedometers on a locomotive? This is the 1950s. We have mastered flight in the 50s, and you can't put a speedometer on a train?
Yeah, but we didn't go to space yet, so...
No, but like, speedometers have been a thing on like a lot of British locomotives. Is there... There's gotta be some kind of bureaucratic reason they didn't do that. There's gotta be.
They're American.
How fast are we going? Just licks his finger and puts his hand outside the window. Pretty fast.
Yeah, a little fast.
Could you imagine being in this car that was telescopic? I hate to break it to you, but that's not what being telescoped means. The car itself was not telescopic.
He put the train at approximately
Oh, they were timing the speed.
per hour in the minutes leading up to the crash.
Yeah, because...
And this is probably the best estimate of speed that we have.
Think about it though, right? If you've got like these telegraph poles beside the line and you know they're an equal distance between each other, you plot your watch and time how many seconds between each pole, and you can get an average.
Traveling around 54 miles per hour and slammed on its brakes at the last second. Investigations determined that the tipping speed for the locomotive was 44 miles per hour, meaning that the train needed to be going at least 44 miles per hour when it hit this specific curve for it to come off the tracks. So it was going at least 44 then, right? Well, on investigating the wreckage, they found that the locomotive didn't actually tip over on its own. As the crash unfolded, Fitzsimmons heard a snapping sound behind him, followed by a dragging on the locomotive, and then a great twisting force on the engine, something greater than the natural momentum of the train.
So the bridge did give out, it wasn't just speed.
Derailed first, and then pulled the locomotive off with it. The locomotive itself made it through the first curve and well into the second curve before it had been pulled off. So Fitzsimmons likely managed to bring the train down to at least slower than that 44-mile-per-hour tipping speed.
So the speed did
But
do
now,
it,
why
but
did the tender derail? And what did Fitzsimmons witness in the chaos? This little car.
Wait, so did it derail before the bridge?
ooh, this is getting
75
spicy.
tons, the majority of that weight being water in the massive cistern. John Turkelly, in his work restoring and operating an old K4S and its tender, has some unique insights into the function of this tender.
One of the things that was
I'd have thought they
mentioned
would
to
have
me
like
was
some
the
kind of
fact
like
that
splashes or some
there's a
kind of
series
like
of
guard to
wooden
help like
baffles
balance out the weight of the
inside
water.
the cistern of the tender.
No,
So
baffles.
that kind of helps prevent the water from really sloshing around, you know, in a turn, in a curve, and also forward and backward. The old
I like that we were like, okay, we need to keep talking over this so we don't get
struck.
struck.
Nah, this is interesting.
This is actually getting really interesting
Of course,
as well.
That's
Yeah.
hearsay that's been passed down decades later, but there is some stronger evidence that this specific tender was flawed long before the wreck occurred.
Ooh.
George Chadwick was working on the
So
broker's locomotive
it was the
the
tender.
night before the disaster. As it was moving about the rail yard, Chadwick was hanging onto the side of the tender. His foot was on the lower frame, while his hand gripped an iron rung on the water tank.
The rung
upper
brake.
part of the tender. He noted that as the train moved over the uneven rails, the frame and the tender rocked and wobbled in two different directions. With his 11
Ooh.
years of experience, he found that especially strange. The frame and the body were not firmly attached to each other as they should be.
Oh shit.
Oh,
So was it the tenders?
There's just
the
fault?
Pennsylvania using faulty stock.
to the bottom of the tank that have long threaded bolts. And
It's like a
just
murder
basically
mystery over here.
bolts and washers. And the tender, the center of the frame, it has a piece of wood on top of it. So that's what cushions it. By the time, 1951 rolled around, what was the condition? Was the wood gone? Was it just rotting? I mean, that's an interesting thing. What if the wood is rotted? Now you have like a 2-inch up and down plate.
After
Ooh.
noticing the motion being out of sync on the tender, Chadwick shined his flashlight through the space where the wooden layer should have been, and he could see straight through to the other side.
Well, that's not
He
good.
then checked and saw that the bolts holding the upper and lower parts of the tender together were loose. The whole tender could be dismounted from the frame virtually by hand. Chadwick reported this to his superiors, but it seems to have fallen on deaf ears. So how did these compromises to the tender's stability play into
Why is the subtitles on if the movie is flipped? Flip your screen. Yeah, you have to flip your screen.
I've got them on for. Are they helping you at all, River?
Yes, I
Okay.
love having subtitles on.
I'm a subtitle guy myself. Also, it helps maybe
Especially when
avoid
you're
copyright.
talking over it, yeah.
Yeah.
The tender straightened back out of the first curve, the water sloshing back hard against the right side.
Ah, so
causing the
it's
tender to lean that way.
the water
And at that
throwing
moment,
about.
the locomotive now turned left.
And then the water threw the top piece off.
Yeah, because you have the weight of the coal as well. That's 22
Yeah.
tons of coal. So as it's going back and forth, yeah, that's oh wow.
To make matters worse, the weight of the cars slamming into the back of it actually caused the tender to buckle. As the tender flipped, the twisting motion actually caused the chassis frame to break in half, leaving parts of the front to drag behind the toppling engine, hanging on by the extra stout drawbars that coupled.
This is actually really well done.
And floor deck plates hanging off the back of the wrecked engine.
Like, if I did a video on this, I'd probably just be like, yeah, no, it came off the rails, no one really knows what happened, maybe the stock was faulty. This is a proper documentary.
But one question
Yeah.
remains. Why did Fitzsimmons take so long to hit the brakes when he knew to slow down at Woodbridge Station a half a mile back? Fitzsimmons gave an explanation for this. He did confirm that he was aware of the orders to slow down at Woodbridge, having learned of them.
Let's see his excuse.
What's his excuse?
Oh yeah, he was looking for the yellow lights. And there was no yellow lights. all of this came together.
Yeah, it's just
all the fuck ups.
It's a bunch of tiny little things. So it's like it's the butterfly
It just
effect.
all came together. Yeah.
Well, it's not the butterfly effect because
Domino effect.
The domino effect, I guess. The butterfly effect is the butterfly beats its wings and somewhere a hurricane appears. It's weird because my definition of the butterfly effect comes from, I think it was the novel Butterfly Effect or the comic book, whatever it was. Where it's like someone goes back in time and accidentally steps on a butterfly, doesn't think anything of it, but it's like it's more the domino effect because that butterfly was crushed, it wasn't then eaten by a frog. That frog then didn't get to eat food, so it had to go elsewhere for food. Because it went elsewhere for food, a different animal attacked and killed it. Because that frog was killed, it didn't get to reproduce, and so an entire genome vanished, and then suddenly it's this massive cascade.
Yeah.
So it's more domino effect, but like it's multiple little dominoes that came together for this one.
To which the railroad clumsily dodged. In much politer words, the investigators then called the railroad executives morons.
As they should. Speaking of morons,
God damn it!
We got an ad for whatever this is. I'm talking over it, so
Ooh, ads! Yeah, ads! Ads, let's go!
For some sort of signal for when to begin slowing down, as the instructions on the general order were quite vague. And all the while, he was speeding closer.
You see a yellow light slow down. What, is there going to be two lights? Is it which side of the track? It's just you see a light, you'll know when you see it.
Yeah, you'll see it.
So, a crap bridge, you have to slow down, and no lights to say to slow down, and a dodgy tender.
When he saw the switch, that's when he probably said, "Oh," and reached for the brake.
Fitzsimmons cuts the throttle and throws on the air brakes. The brakes begin to grab almost immediately in the locomotive, but it takes time for the air pressure to evacuate the rest of the cars. As much as 3 to 5 seconds for the last car, depending.
What are we watching here? A documentary.
It's a documentary, but I've had to mirror it and shrink it down so we don't get sued. Because a bunch of
I was being a smartass.
Shoving the cars into one another against the tender and locomotive as the slackers run in. The
either way.
enters the first curve, and while it likely rocks, it remained on the rails. The water and coal surges to the forward left as the tender is pulled by the locomotive to the right.
Ooh.
As the train enters the second curve, the locomotive turns back to the left, the stout drawbars still holding the front of the tender in place, while it is pummeled by the water sloshing and the cars behind it.
And like, here's the thing as well.
The momentum of the still speeding train cars behind it,
even without all like the water and stuff sloshing about in the tender, locomotives at high speed shake around a lot.
Yeah.
Like if you've ever seen footage of like, it was when you'll have to look it up. It was when they tried to hit 100 miles an hour in Tornado.
And it was just shaking too much, or what?
No, like, they managed to hit it, but there's footage of them on the footplate, and, like, you know, you've got the cab, and then you've got, like, the little place where you can stand on the tender, and, like, both are shaking backwards and forwards. Like, there's so much play, like, they're tilting left and right so much.
The wheel trucks of the tender detach.
So, like, that combined with a tender that isn't balanced is just, on its own, dangerous.
Adding to the force. The second car follows
I'd say.
the first car across the trestle, off the tracks, and down
But, like, that...
the car with John
I don't know. It's like all these chain events.
It's genuinely fascinating.
Like, you can't pin it on, like, a single thing.
Oscillating, that's the word, oscillating.
Momentum now pushes the third car over the trestle's edge.
And like, here's the thing with trains as well. Like, you can slam on the brakes, but steel on steel has so much momentum.
And the car jackknifing outward from the force.
I feel like it's not a lot of, like, friction as well.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you're going, like, that high of speeds.
Yeah, it's because it's got so little friction, it's how you can get up so much momentum. And so it's like, You can do it if you have like a bit of like model train track and like a long line of trucks. Is if you move it at a fast enough speed and then you stop, the back ones will keep pushing the front ones.
Yeah.
And like you turn off the, you can like essentially cut out the momentum of the front ones, but the back ones have like so much weight they'll keep pushing. It's why, like, if you've ever seen American locomotives derail, like those freight trains derailing in the States,
Yeah.
like you'll see just one of the trucks derail, but the rest of them will just keep going.
Yeah, they'll keep going and they'll like just like accordion in on itself.
Yeah, they'll just start zigzagging and accordioning because there's so much weight.
The remaining 3 passenger cars and the club car at the rear are mostly spared of damage and casualties.
Oh god, I just noticed Santa died as well.
Santa died? What?
Yeah, no, on that shot where it went from the black and white image to the modern day image, there was like an inflatable Santa face down on someone's like front lawn.
Santa!
I'm sorry, kids, Christmas is cancelled this year. Santa died.
What's incredible is that as we're walking around the wreck site today, there are still scars.
Trying to thought they're called cars, not trucks over here. Yeah, I call them trucks because I don't care. That's my. That's what
I
we,
don't care.
That's what we call them over here. I'm gonna call them that because that's what I'm used to calling them.
What was the term that I was using that like got everybody angry that I was referring to the the cart? Was it?
You called them carts, but in the US they're called cars.
And they're like carts, you know? They cart around things.
I just noticed behind his head was a sign that said speed 50-25. Well, guy driving the train could have been doing with that sign, really, couldn't he?
Maybe some yellow lights.
Just a single yellow light could have saved so much time and damage.
It's all, you know, very, very, very lucky. Very, very lucky.
Carts are like the tiny things they use in mines? Yeah, what are those? What do they go on in the mines? Tracks.
I know where you're going with this.
They're trains too.
And his wife's friend's brother was on board too.
A train is when you get a bunch of them all coupled together.
While he's moved on from the wreck,
Yeah.
John still remembers it vividly.
I admired there was a young couple who used to sit on the train on the other side of the aisle, you know. Oh, I wondered what happened to them. I never, you know, I didn't know their names or anything, but I do remember them. Every night they would be in the same spot. That I would be across the aisle.
I did have one question about the couple that you said. Is this the man that is that picture of? Is that who you remember seeing?
You know, it could be. He was always with his girlfriend, I guess, or fiance, or they weren't married, I'm sure, but. Victor, oh, wait a minute, Victor Venturino. Oh, that's Margie's.
He's suddenly remembered.
They're torturing him.
I know that he died in that train wreck. That was my mom's best friend's brother.
72 years later, John realizes that the young couple that he saw on the train almost every day was the family's friend's brother, tying the disaster even closer for him.
Jeez.
That is, it's one of those where, like, hot damn, is it a small world?
Right?
Or it's like, not only did you know this couple, they ended up being friends of the family, and you just didn't realize it.
Yeah.
A genuinely small world, you know?
$6 degrees of separation.
That's about $154 million.
Also, there's like a bunch of people putting F in chat.
Investigations made multiple recommendations to the Pennsylvania Railroad.
That's tough.
Orders were communicated and signaled. Initially, they rejected them, but then, almost humorously, nearly every other railroad in the state of New Jersey held an intervention to yell at them. Finally, they accepted.
Can we just appreciate that, like, the Pennsylvania Railroad basically caused the accident? They're like, yeah, it's not our fault. Literally every railroad in the state was just like, no, it was, own up. Respect to them for doing that.
Yeah.
While Fitzsimmons was legally exonerated, the public still condemned him. The broker was speeding as it hit the curve, and he was the man at the throttle. There's no getting around that simple fact.
By all accounts, Joe was extremely guilt-ridden. He really believed deep down that the accident was not his fault, and that's I think one of the reasons that he felt so bad about it was that these people had died, but that it wasn't his fault. The union never stuck up for
kind of, but no.
on his behalf.
I mean, he was going too fast, but the reason he was going too fast was because no one told him to slow down.
Yeah.
He wasn't signaled to slow down.
And he couldn't have stopped the tender from rocking back and forth anyways.
This is such an interesting story.
Right? It's like, obviously he doesn't want to live with the guilt.
It's like, I'm trying to remember, it's not the Charfield disaster, it was, oh god, what was it? World War I disaster, I did a video on it. And it literally only occurred because of a practice.
Oh, he was a stonemason.
Oh, damn.
It's a stonemason logo.
Who had a heart attack prior to the crash, which was on his mind, and a second one as a result of the stress that it caused the family. Fitzsimmons became a widow 6 years after the accident, almost to the day.
Crazy. Freemason.
Dude was just stood on his grave like, yeah, nah, it sucks to be you, man.
On the 1-year anniversary of the disaster,
I'm trying to remember which disaster it was, though, but like, there was a practice where signalmen would stay an extra 30 minutes. Like, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning, there would be a swap. So the guy who was on at night would swap for the guy who was taking over for the morning. And there was a common practice where the guy who was on at night would stay an extra 30 minutes, so the guy who got up in the morning could have an extra 30 minutes in bed.
Yeah.
And obviously the company was like, no, you need to be there on time. So what they do is they just make notes in the notebook. They make notes, but on a scrap bit of paper, so the guy who was meant to be on shift could copy them into the notebook, so it looked like they'd arrived on time.
Smart.
You say that, it was the reason, that was the reason, it was them doing that that caused, not the Charfield, which one was it? It essentially involved though, I think two passenger locomotives colliding with each other before a third train, which was full of troops from Scotland, ready to be deployed onto the front lines in the First World War. There's a full battalion on this train. It crashed. The whole train caught fire because it was old carriages with, like, gas heating. Whole train caught fire. And, like, half the battalion died. Quince Hill.
Jesus.
Quinton's Hill.
Going through 2 editions now, it includes many photographs, some rarely seen
Legit.
by the public, and is a must-have for anyone.
And the thing is, though, because it was the First World War was going on, like, it kind of got swept under the rug a bit because, like...
Oh god, they're promoting a book now. Is this it? We watch all of it?
We watched all of it. In fairness, though, like, let them promote it, because this was a good documentary.
It was.
This was a very good documentary.
And assisting with this documentary is just a small portion of their many efforts to preserve Woodbridge history. We even got to film some of our interviews in their beautiful new building in downtown Woodbridge.
Okay, yeah, you can stop promoting it. But, like, this was a really good documentary.
It was.
It was very good.
Tractor Wars?
Wait, what?
By Iowa PBS?
2 million
Tractor Wars.
2 million views 2 months ago?
Tractor Wars.
Hold on, someone wanted us to watch Titfield Thunderbolt, but that is literally an entire movie. I have it. I've got a copy of it on my computer.
I do work today, so I can't watch like I still got another like hour and a half. No, probably 2 hours before I have to go. So,
well, I think let me just bring it up real quick because I think the Titfield Thunderbolt is actually like an hour and a half long. Let me see.
yeah, I pull up Tractor Wars and a Tractor Wars preview. It's Iowa PBS.
Oh, here we go. It's an hour and 19 minutes long.
The dislikes are disabled by owner? What? That's crazy.
It's crazy you can disable dislikes.
Right?
Well, I take my dislikes like a man.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, please watch the Titfield documentary, but someone paid like £50 for me to watch the Titfield Thunderbolt. Oh, let me see if I can find the donation real quick. Yeah, Crow of the Strong. That's not. It gets cut off, but I can't see the full name. But Crow of the Strong paid like 50 quid. They pay like 80 Australian dollars. Like, so I don't know if they're still watching.
I mean, it can always happen later, but at the same time, they also paid.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Well,
if you're still in chat...
If they're not in the chat, then I'll put on the Titfield documentary... yeah, I'll put on the Titfield Thunderbolt documentary. Because Titfield Thunderbolt itself, that came out in the 50s, actually. I mean, by rights, it should be in public domain, but, you know, it's not. Oh, let me Google it real quick. When does the Titfield... When does the Titfield Thunderbolt enter public domain? So Titfield Thunderbolt doesn't enter public domain until 2069?
Hell yeah, brother. 69.
Hold no. It's gotta be wrong. RM Web. This movie came out in the 50s.
Yeah, and?
How is it? What?
100... That's like 100 years. Over 100 years now.
Yeah, it's like over 100 years.
Isn't it supposed to be like 92 or something?
I don't know. To the DeLorean.
Yeah, into the future. I don't watch this guy stream till 2069.
God damn it. How does British copyright work? I don't know, but this is an American website, so... Regardless, I get screwed over.
Yeah.
And I don't
95 years because of Disney.
I don't think who paid for me to watch Titfield Thunderbolt is still in chat, so...
Yeah. Maybe next time. Maybe it'll be on
we're gonna have to do a movie night on Discord at some point because I need to watch Lone Ranger because I want to do a video tearing that apart.
A whole movie day.
Watch the Napperville collision. Everyone's like talking about the Napperville collision. So maybe we should do that, I guess. Someone just keeps saying take the money and run. Maybe I should.
You want us to end stream?
I'm about to say I can just end the stream right now.
Will you just start playing video games?
You know what? There is a documentary I do want to watch because it keeps popping up on like my feed on Twitter and stuff. and I think someone posted it in documentary submissions, and I feel like we should watch it now because we'll get a kick out of it. And I've been trying to avoid the clips because I wanted to watch it live.
Oh, what is it?
It's a train getting derailed, but it's like
fart noises over it.
No, but it's like the U.S. Train driver's point of view, Dutch railway derailment of a World War II military train brilliantly captured on film.
Yeah, let's watch it.
So I'm going to stick that on real quick. I'll close Titfield Thunderbolt because we're not going to be watching that.
Sorry, all you
no, Disney. I don't care, Disney. I don't care, Disney.
Boo, Disney.
Boo,
Disney. Boo.
Boo, Disney.
Boo, Disney.
Disney, boo.
Boo, Disney.
Boo, Disney. Get out of here.
Boo.
Get out of here, Diz.
Boo, Disney.
Get out of
Disney.
Get out of here. Okay.
Heart Lake. Boo.
Okay, you know what? Let me unmirror the footage real quick.
All right, 48 seconds. Let's go.
Oh yeah, it's only 48 seconds long. Let's... Someone put Diz nuts. Let's see if there's any audio to this. Oh,
yep.
Yeah, there's audio. Oh! Oh, that's a full train! That is a full train!
Jesus.
That's a waste of army equipment! Oh my god! It just keeps going! You see what I mean when I say, like, they keep the momentum?
Jesus Christ.
The accordion! The accordion!
What did the accordion have to do with any of that?
I have no idea.
Why was
like,
that included?
Let's just watch this again. And off it goes. It's just truck after truck following. And it's like, it's just loaded with equipment. What is the context behind this? And then we just got the accordion. That accordion falling down, it's like this shot out of like an indie film, like an art film.
Yeah.
Someone said it's anti-German it's at the end of a film. It's at the end of the film? What?
Was said Disney was a rail fan too? Show some respect. No.
No.
Disney.
How railway
Walt
workers
Disney was
helped
a
win the
bad
war.
person.
Oh, is this what it's the end of? Right. Alright, you know what? We've got 20 minutes. No, ads!
Yeah.
Ads! Go away, ads.
Ah, boo! Boo, ads, boo! Boo, ads, ads, boo!
Get your money the real way by getting chumps on the internet to just throw it at you for being mildly entertaining.
Yeah.
The real way, you know, the real way to make money.
Yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
This music. The sad, distorted trumpet, it really is something.
Hi.
Hello. The train's
What
moving, would
language
you
is
piss
this?
off?
Is this French?
It's French, so we're probably not gonna... That's why it's got subtitles. I also appreciate that driver just telling that soldier to just bugger off.
Just piss off.
Oh, they're smuggling... Are those soldiers? Or I was like... They're smuggling people somewhere. They're either refugees or they're like guerrilla soldiers.
Oh, that's why they told people to piss off.
Oh! They were just hiding in the water tanks! Hey, yo! I like how that footage of them climbing in was fast-forwarded, but this moment is just real time.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and
What
another
the
ad
hell?
so quickly.
It's the same ad.
It's the same ad, too. This thing is going to be loaded with ads. It sucks.
Yeah.
Like, legit, though, that's like a brilliant strategy.
Hide people in the water.
I tell you what, though, I'd hate to be the guy that sneezed.
Yeah.
Fill with water. It's already filled with water. Put more in. Alright, fine.
Oh. Because they're like, don't fill with more water, because they'll drown them. Shut up.
It's a good thing they didn't hear that man literally scream.
Yeah, they totally would have heard it.
In fairness, wouldn't that water heat up though? Only if they turned on the feed water heaters. Honestly, this is giving me I need to make a video on this, on like the French resistance and how they use trains like this. I need to do some research.
You're already doing research right now.
And I guess this is part.
I don't think that's gonna cut the brakes very. He didn't do anything.
Well, obviously, I think this is meant to be a recreation, but like, all you need to do is put like a little nick on the brake line, and like, those are vacuum brakes. They rely on no air getting in or out of like the system. Disabling turntables as well. Oh! And the engines! Oh, they're just blowing up engines! Good God!
Hell yeah.
That's like, I just can't take it seriously because that one engine's whistle is just buried in coal.
He was a little hungry.
The French were cracked. Like, don't get me wrong, everyone in Europe gives them shit for being French, but like...
Oh, here too. Don't worry, we don't like the French either.
But like, oh my god, are you for real?
Fuck off,
Go
Apple!
away, O2! It's O2, I don't care.
It's O2.
Phone, it's like a mobile phone service. But like, you look up some of the stuff the French resistance did. Like, you look up how the French messed with the Germans during the war. Like, anytime there's a protest or anytime, like, any kind of act. Oh! Is this... I don't know if this is a... Is this a clip from the movie? Oh, no, it's not. I need to watch it, though.
Listening to the track.
There's a movie called The Train, and it's about French resistance during World War II. And there's a brilliant shot in it where they got like two old decommissioned steam locomotives. One was derailed and laying across the track, and they just drove the other full power into it. To just...
Jesus.
Yeah. And it's something the French genuinely did. I've seen the scenes so many times, I need to sit down and watch the actual movie. I can't find a copy, but if I can, I will watch it. But again, we give the French shit for being French. But legit, hands down, they do not take any messing. Like, there's a reason.
I mean, like, yeah, look at their protests.
I was about to say, I think I posted the picture. Oh.
Ooh.
There was a man on that. You just killed an innocent worker. Oh, well, they're just
maybe he
sending in
wasn't
another breakdown
innocent.
train.
Someone said womp womp.
What took you so long? Well, we had to look at the mess before we decided how we were gonna fix it.
Ces salauds. Ils vont quand même passer. C'était pourtant bien combiné. On va bien voir.
This reminds me of, like, being in French class. Like, fucking... Like grade 8. Being in French class and being like, okay, we need to watch something in French. Just because it's French class, and then they just have subtitles on. So it doesn't really matter, nobody's listening to the French anyways.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, we did the same. We had to watch The Nutty Professor in German.
Why?
Because I was in a German class.
Oh.
And it's like, oh, well, it's almost half term, I can't be bothered teaching you anymore, we're not doing anything, we'll just put on The Nutty Professor in German.
Give me a second. I'm gonna knock on the door.
It's okay, I'll keep chat entertained. So will Muller, apparently. Goddamn. Whoever's got this video online is just really, really going on hard with the ads. Did they just... No way. Did they just wait for the German officers to climb off before they reversed? Oh no, they're not there.
Oh, I'm right. I'm back. What happened?
Oh, never mind. They're just sending the train off. Okay, so, so you know how there was that break in the line, so they stopped?
Yeah.
I saw, like, you know, the two German officers got off to inspect. I thought he was going to reverse the train and get away from them. But nah, the drivers just waited for them to get off, put the train in full reverse and hopped off. So that breakdown crew's going full speed into that, like, derailment.
Jesus. Someone said, bro, just put it in incognito at this point. It is.
It is incognito. Here's the thing. Oh my god. And they just wedged the points so they can't, like, derail it to save the train.
Oh.
Again, when I say the French were cracked, this is the shit I mean. They were just like, oh, you're going to abuse our infrastructure? What infrastructure?
Il y a juste le talon d'aiguille de cassé. C'est formidable ça.
Like, I'm watching this as a preservationist and being like, yeah, it's a shame they're ruining all of this equipment. But, like, at the same time, you can't hate them.
Yeah.
Especially in war. Yeah, I don't think that flag's gonna do anything, mate.
They turn it too quick and it falls over. Oh my god, epic.
Oh, are we gonna get a wide
reference?
shot of it derailing? Are we gonna get a wide shot of it derailing? No, it's just slowing down.
Darn it.
That's a shame. But hey, you know what? They don't have the mobile crane anymore. It's in a very inconvenient location. Yeah, you're right, chat. Bro, they were literally causing confusion and delay on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Menacing ass music.
Is this another train now? Or is this the same one they've just set going forwards? Oh no! Oh, this is the scene we were just watching!
Yeah.
Let's go.
Bless God.
There are people on those tanks. There are people on those tanks and guns. And another advert for Muller.
Whoa.
They just don't stop. They just don't stop.
Looks kind of good though, not gonna lie.
Yeah, but that's the point of the advert. They're trying to seduce you with the yogurt.
Can't get tricked.
Okay. Oh, armored train. That means stop. I think they were trying to blow out the rails. Oh no, they just took a chunk out of the track. I love the...
Like, what the fuck are they doing?
Oh, there's a bunch... They were stopping the armoured train and there's a bunch of resistance fighters with guns. Hey, you gotta respect the fighters. Was that an RPG?
Darn it.
Goofy ass binoculars. Hey, you gotta respect them though. This is an armoured train with like mortars and shells. And the French are going at them with just like pistols and machine guns.
Yeah, first time I'm ever rooting for the French.
Again, I said it before, I'll say it again. We mock the French, but when push comes to shove, they don't take shit. Because, like, again, the railways were a vital network during wartime. And, like, they still are, because nothing can move so many supplies so quickly and efficiently. Like, you've got 40 tanks that need moving, like, 100 miles.
Yeah, you don't just drive the tanks.
Yeah, you just load them onto a train. Also, that Z is... I feel that's aged well. This is a very passionate moment between those two as well.
They were about to kiss.
Literally, I love the little thumbs up he gave him as well. Where it's just like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'll see you in hell, buddy.
Oh, they're rigging it.
Jump clear. Save yourself. Oh, that's going way too fast. You're gonna break a leg.
Better than dying.
I mean, you know what? Yeah. Oh, they're full of I was about to say it's full of flowers, they're peaceful, and I realised, no, it's camouflage. They're not peaceful, they never were. That's how
they can't get the light.
Oh yeah, also look at the engine wobble. Like, that's how violently these engines shake at speed. Here we go! Here we go! It's the scene!
Get off the fucking line!
There we go. There we go!
Whoa!
And, oh my god, if you look carefully, you can see the dummies they put in the tanks just flailing about. Could you, honest to God, could you imagine...
These are real people.
Legit though, could you imagine being just riding in one of those tanks? You just see a puff of smoke.
Terrifying.
You see like a puff of smoke and a bang ahead of you. Then you just see the locomotive veer violently to the right and down. Like, oh no! No, we're not learning to trade. We're not learning to trade. But like, and you're in a tank as well. It's one thing if you're in a carriage, but you are in a tank which is hard to get out of, on a moving platform. You're just dead.
Yeah.
Oh, they cut the electric lines?
Roulez, y a pas de courant, prouvez-le. Bah, si vous me croyez pas, y a qu'à téléphoner.
Prove it.
Téléphone de voix est là-bas.
Phone if you don't believe
Rendez
me.
le courant.
Wait, did they... Please tell me they faked them Yes! They faked it! And they just wait for the German officer to get off and they just floor it.
Ordre de la résistance, faites jeter les feux.
Resistance, dump the files. Oh, I just got a message off of Mike.
Well, what did he say?
He says, man, the red Doritos have more heat than they do in Canada. So there we are, folks. British spicy Doritos are hotter in the UK than they are in Canada. Do with that information what you will.
They're not even spicy in Canada.
Yeah, they got a bit of a kick over here. Like, I've not got a high spice tolerance, so like a bit of a kick for me might just be meh for someone else. But like, they have an kick.
Tip it, tip it.
Oh, the Germans are riding in the tender? So they uncoupled from the train and are just taking the locomotive to wherever they need to go.
Geben Sie mir die Strecke. Les Américains sont au treillage de Sarek. Nicht wahr. Les Américains sont à Sarek. Nicht wahr. Ich will mich selbst davon überzeugen. Non. Telefon. Da.
Was that an average British can't handle spice?
Hallo. Wir gehen zurück.
So just given a false alarm. And that must be after France was liberated because of all the flags on it.
Yeah.
Hey, there's that wreck from earlier. I love there's the hammer and sickle just painted on the side.
It used to mean something back then. Now it's just for edgy teenagers to use.
I am 16 years old. I'm going to have a political opinion. Proceeds to move over the entire political spectrum in the span of a month. Also, the
Vive la France.
The painting on the back that says "Vive la France." It's the icing on the cake. Thin.
All right, everybody, start clapping.
Everyone clap. That was moral of the story. Nobody likes the Germans. Like legit. Honest to God, I need to do more research on how like the French fought back with the railways, because honest to God, it is so fascinating to see like the guerrilla tactics they used.
They had a guerrilla? Oh my God.
Shut.
Oh my God.
God damn it.
That's Chester's soul.
What's this one? Driving... I think that's not got anything to do with that. That's just driving an engine. Someone's saying, watch the Napperville collision next. How long is that? Because if it's like over an hour, then I guess not, because River's got to go pretty soon.
Yeah.
Let's see, it's... what was it? What was it? Napperville collision, let's see. It's 24 minutes long.
Ah, yeah, we can watch it.
Let's watch it, why not? We've stolen so many other people's content, let's steal this guy's as well.
Yeah, we're reaction
content now. I hate that we are, but we are. This
Hope
video
we don't get
could...
shot in the head by anti-reaction people. Video contains content that the...
Something. It
If
could
only
be,
I could speak.
It could be sad. This might be a sad video. This video is by Thunderbolt 1000 Siren Productions.
You may not realize it, but your life depends on not only the aspect being correct, but the train crew following them as well.
Okay.
Without getting into the nitty-gritty of every aspect out there,
I'm gonna turn it down a little bit.
But in general, green means the block is clear.
I mean, yeah, signals are pretty important. We've been over this.
Reduce speed and prepare to stop at the next signal, which will be red, meaning stop. The block is occupied by
Wow, red means stop?
Red means stop. Did you not know that?
Really?
It also means there's a chance you might be bleeding out. Go to a hospital.
However, when engineers don't follow the signal aspect,
What does 3 sevens mean?
3 sevens. It means 3 sevens. It means you've won the jackpot machine.
Yeah.
And it's you're gonna get like a load of coins spat out at you.
On the road.
On the road, I have no idea.
Mm-hmm. No, the coins are gonna spit out on the road.
Our story begins.
You're gonna use it as like
Mario Kart.
You're gonna throw like a load of coins at people as they're driving along, and they're gonna like skid.
Apparently, they can't hear it.
Yeah, I turned it down because I don't know if like I don't want this guy to claim me.
Aurora, Illinois, and is often nicknamed the racetrack by locals, as the line sees frequent and fast traffic, often traveling at over 80
Because if you want to really watch this,
the outside tracks typically
go
have
and watch
freight
it.
and
It's
local
on
commuter trains
YouTube.
running in one direction each way.
Like it's the reason
The
why
middle track,
I don't
though,
like
was used
these
for
people that
intercity
like,
and
the
express
content
commuter
streamers
trains,
and whatnot.
such as the famous flyers.
Like, this stuff is
the
on
Yeah, where
YouTube.
they just
Watch
like
it.
reacts to
Give
stuff.
this man the
and
money
the
he
exposition
deserves.
both going west from Chicago, Illinois to Oakland,
We're just
California,
introducing it to
operating in
you.
conjunction
We're
with
giving you the
Rio
shit
Grande West
experience,
and the Western
just
Pacific.
so you have to go
On April
watch it
25th,
yourself.
Exactly. If you want to
1946,
watch this
train
documentary,
number 11, the
watch
advanced
it.
flyer,
I'm too lazy to
departed
look it up.
Chicago's
Well,
Union
that's a you
Station
problem.
At 12:35 p.m. right on time, and was sent down track 2, the bi-directional track.
Again, my point
The train
being though
consisted
is
of
like
two newer
people put
EMB
hours,
E7s,
days of
numbered
effort into this sort of
9920A
stuff.
and 9920B.
Like, go watch it because they
Five
deserve
baggage
the
and
views.
mail
This stream is
cars
probably
owned
going
by
to get
the
like
Union
what,
Pacific,
1,000 views. The
Southern
VOD's going to
Pacific,
get like
and the
2,000
CPQ.
views.
A New York
Yeah.
Central Express
Those
freight
2,000
cars,
views
two
deserve
more
to be on this
CB&Q
video.
baggage cars, 2 CB&Q coaches, a diner,
You're a
buffet
content
car,
streamer, so you
and a
hate
Northern
yourself.
Pacific
Yes,
coach
I
at the
do.
rear.
I mean, for different
Five
reasons,
it
but
them
yes, I
makes
do.
money.
Number 39, the exposition flyer.
Look, people have already
The train
given me like
consisted of
100
two
quid this
slightly
stream.
older
I've kind of got to
EMB
satisfy the
E5s,
audience, you
numbered
know?
9910A
Yeah.
and
You guys aren't even
9910B,
watching it. I'm paying
named the
attention.
Silver Speed and the Silver Power.
We're paying attention.
One
We're just
train's
talking
just been
over it.
dispatched, and this
Western
train is about to be
MCQ,
dispatched as well,
one
going the same
diner,
way.
and 5 Pullman sleeper cars. Both trains were full of families heading home from Easter celebrations.
Yeah,
the weekend
jeez,
before, and
guys.
soldiers
Also, I
returning
miss
home
sleeper
from
cars.
World War II, which had ended just a year
Like,
prior.
I miss the idea that you could hop on a train in like
Everything seemed to be
LA,
going well at first, until just
and
after
you could just
1 p.m.
have a
when the rear
kip,
brakeman,
Sherman get some
Grant,
breakfast,
signaled for the advanced flyer
spend your
to
day
stop
just wandering
after
up
he
and
saw
down the
something
car, have a
fly out
smoke in
from
the
under
lounge,
train. He didn't know
watch
what
the
it
scenery
was,
go
but
by,
not wanting to risk a serious
go to bed,
accident
have a
in case
nice
of
steak
something
dinner,
serious,
go to bed at
the
night,
train
and then
stopped at
the
Loomis
next day
Street in
you're
Naperville.
you're
Just
in.
beyond
You're
the
there?
gradual
What? You're in
curve,
Chicago?
Trains came through at speed.
I don't know how far.
Yeah, I'm not great.
No,
on
LA
American.
to Chicago. That's like a few days.
It's a few days, but like, imagine being in a mobile hotel.
That'd be sick.
It would be amazing. Okay, it stopped.
Oh no! Why is it
A
stopped?
few minutes after the flagman makes his way toward the rear of the train,
Another train's gonna come barreling down.
Ooh.
Another train's gonna come barreling down. What's that in the distance? It's another train.
A second train isn't the train.
A second train is in the block.
Oh my holy god!
I appreciate the commitment to authenticity, but
oh my holy god!
I'm sure that's what the flagman might have said, but it kind of takes me out of the situation here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Are you ready for this? Oh, look at those high.
Ooh. Like moved an inch.
It moved an inch. And the train clipped into the other one.
Oh no.
And now we're going to get a photograph of the real thing. There we go.
Rams into the rear of the advanced flyer at over 45 miles an hour.
Like
9910A, the Silver Speed,
that is telescoping. Well, that's not quite telescoping,
flyer,
but that is
crushing several people to death in an instant.
Jeez.
The impact was also strong enough to send the buffet car into the lightweight diner ahead of it, which wasn't built for crashworthiness standards even back then. The car was bent into a U-shape as if it was a tin can getting stepped on. The next two cars ahead either fell onto their sides.
That's the one
or
thing with
leaning
trains
off
where it's
the
like
track, derailed. As for the
when they
Exposition
fuck
Flyer
up,
cars,
they
the first
fuck up.
5 cars derailed, but apart from the third car's vestibule being crushed, they escaped any serious damage. Thankfully, as if it were a miracle, help wasn't that far away. The Crochler Furniture Company was right by the crash site. Employees had heard the immense
Don't worry, we're going to build you some
impact,
chairs. You'll
and
be
hundreds
alright.
rushed to help, including Harold Schrader.
They
who saw
brought
them
out
coming
couches.
After walking up to the advanced flyer
I mean, you
to
know,
see
at
what
least
was
the
up.
injured people will have a comfortable place to sit while they're waiting for medical help.
Started helping out one way or the other.
Jesus
Ladies in the
Christ.
cafeterias made sandwiches.
Ah yes, could you bit crush the audio a bit more, please?
An aid station.
He made his own microphone out of a can.
50 North Central College
You'd
students
got
and countless
you would have had a
local
clearer
residents also
sound
came to the
quality with
rescue.
like 2 tin cans
First
and a piece of
responders
string.
came from as far as Hinsdale,
Yeah.
more than 10 miles away, and if that wasn't enough, the CB&Q Railroad even sent a special relief train with doctors and nurses heading toward the crash site. Of course, taking
Oh, they sent another train.
Those did not run into the wreck themselves. The consist of the relief train is unknown. The nearby furniture company even used sleeper sofas
I told
as
you!
temporary hospital beds.
I literally told you, they just whip out the
Survivors to
furniture.
local hospitals in Aurora, while the dead were taken to local funeral homes. By late night, all the injured and most of the bodies had been recovered. When it was all said and done, 45 people had lost their lives, including the fireman of the Exposition Flyer, who bailed just before impact. He was the only death on the Exposition Flyer, though even if the fireman didn't bail, he would have
It was a
been
diesel
killed by a
locomotive.
piece of
You don't need a
shrapnel from one of the
fireman, right?
coaches, penetrating through the cab window right to where he would have been sitting.
Oof.
I guess he was gonna die either way that afternoon. More than 120
Universe just had it out for this
including
man.
the engineer of the Exposition Flyer,
Right.
Wallace Blaine, who amazingly climbed out of his
Marcellus
wrecked E5
Wallace.
and made his way by himself to an aid station despite a severe head injury and a skull fracture. Engineer
Jesus
A.W.
Christ.
Anderson of the Advanced
Bro is
Flyer
solid
was
Snake
uninjured,
right now. He's
as
just
was
got
his
that bit of
brakeman,
metal
Sherman
jutting
Grant,
right out of his
as
head.
well as the flagman.
Oh,
You're
god
watching a
damn it. I
T-Post
don't
by
care.
Alex.
YouTube music. Goodbye.
Fuck off,
4
ads.
different investigations were launched to figure out what had
big
happened,
guys.
including one from the Interstate Commerce Commission and the railroad themselves. This incident was about to be one of the most significant in American railroad history, and probably one of the most preventable, or at least one where the severity wouldn't have been as great. Tests of all the signals and the brake systems
They
of
recreated
Expedition
the accident
Flyer
after
showed
they
they were all
cleared it
working
up,
as
but
intended,
started
and that there was also clear
braking
weather
in time,
and
they
no
slowed down from
obstructions
the
of the
speed limit.
signals that day.
And starting less than
After
one
the
car.
advanced flyer stopped,
Okay, so
signal
basically,
227.1,
someone said they
which was 6,551 feet
restaged
away
the
from the
incident,
point
but
of
if they
impact,
stopped
displayed
in
an
time,
approach aspect,
it
which
would not.
They would have been
means,
completely
according to
fine.
Yeah, like literally one car length away.
Trains exceeding medium speed must
Crazy.
begin reduction to medium speed as soon as the
It's crazy
because
because
passes the approach signal.
it's crazy what signaling
That
does,
next
because I know the
was
Charfield disaster. I did that on
228.1,
Halloween
which was
last
at a
year.
stop aspect, meaning stop. The block is occupied.
Just a train ran a
It
light,
seems as if the engineer had failed to do
and it
so,
just
as even
ruined
the engineer
everything.
admitted he was
But
going
what's
too
fascinating,
fast.
and it led
He
me
stated
on
that
to
he
finding out
immediately
about
applied the brakes
automatic
upon
braking
seeing signal
systems.
227.1
It was a
showing
line.
progress.
It was a line that was shared by the LMS and the Great Western Railway.
Until it struck the rear
The
of
Great
advanced
Western
flyer.
The Great Western Railway had
Now,
this system in
here's where
place
things get a little muddy.
where
Testimonies
if
from
a
the crew of
signal
the
was set to
Exposition
red,
Flyer
there was like an
indicated that the
electric
train didn't
bar
have any brake
in between the
applications
rails near the
until
signals,
between signals
and there was like a little metal
227.1
shoe on the
and
underside of the
228,
engine.
not
And if
before
the bar
227,
was
as it should have been.
Oh, and it connects.
Then,
and if
upon
the bar
inspecting
was
the brake
off,
piston on the Silver Speed 9910,
then that means
it was
stop.
in a full service
Yeah.
application upon impact,
And
a
it would
30-pound
like send
one,
a
to be
signal
precise,
to the
not an
to the
emergency
cab, so the engine driver would
or a
say, "Hey,
full
the signal
90
says stop."
pounds.
There's
Despite what the
no
engineer had
conceivable
stated
way, unless
and
he
what
willingly
eyewitnesses
ignored the
had
order.
stated, but it
There's
did
no
support
conceivable
what the
way
crew
he would
members
not
had
know.
said. Subsequent tests
And
of the
the
train
LMS
consisting
didn't
of
have this
similar
system.
equipment showed that
And
if
it's one
the
of those where
brakes
everyone
were
was like,
applied
"Hey,
at
if
signal
everyone had the
227,
system the Great
there's-
Western had."
with the train traveling
They're
at
saying
81
now.
miles an hour, the train should have stopped 395 feet before signal 228, right where it should have been, and then applying the emergency brakes at 86 miles an hour at the point that signal 228.1
Yeah, just
came
stopped
into view,
right outside of Aldi.
resulted in a stop just 393 feet beyond the point of impact. Clearly the accident would have been less severe had he had followed the signals accordingly, or it wouldn't have happened at all. But of course, with all accidents, it's not just one
Of course he was
person or device
stupid.
that fails that leads to catastrophe. There's multiple factors that can lead up to it.
I don't think
Questions
Aldi
about
was
the crew
around
of the
in the
advanced
US in
flyer stopping the train just
1946.
before the curve were raised. Well, yes, it is a good idea to stop your train as soon as something looks as if to have fallen off your train or looks abnormal, but it could be argued that the train could have been stopped either at Napperville Station just ahead or on a straightaway and inspect from there. Some also agreed that scheduling trains at such short time frames apart from each other also contributed to the accident, as was the case in many other incidents, even from the last century. Then the flagman came under scrutiny of the accident. As the advanced flyer
How's it the
approached
flagman's
Naperville,
fault?
the flagman was in the 12th car
Mhm.
inspecting the train as it rounded the curve at the time. All of his equipment was on the 13th car at the rear. Upon the brake applications and the train beginning to stop, he went to the rear to prepare for work. However, he didn't throw any fuses or flares as the train was stopping because, in his experience, they often wouldn't remain lit. After the train had stopped,
Which is
he
valid.
proceeded rearward of about 300 feet from the rear of the advanced flyer, giving a stop signal when the exposition flyer loomed into view. Tests after the accident indicated
sounds like he
10-minute
didn't anything
flares
wrong.
dropped from the rear of trains in excess of 40 miles an hour did support the flagman's theory, as they either bounced off the track area or failed to burn.
Yes, don't blame the flagman.
Also, strangely,
Pricks.
the engineer didn't sound the following horn signal to indicate the flagman should start flagged protection until the train had stopped.
Man, so you're saying that just all these people working on the railroads just didn't give a shit?
Flick the switch to the
I mean, in
oscillating
fairness,
red
most people
marker
working on
light,
railroads
also known
don't
as
give a shit.
Mars light, that also
True.
would have helped indicate to the exposition flyer
It's a
that
job,
another
man.
train was just ahead of them. Although, because of the curve,
Yeah.
this is debated. Why it wasn't even on in the first place before the train had left the station remains a mystery. After the accident, a DuPage County grand jury found that though the railroad and some employees were guilty of negligence, they agreed that no single act had caused the wreck. No indictments
It's
were made,
nobody's
and
fault,
charges against
guys.
the Exposition Flyers engineer were eventually dropped.
POV the driver. Hey, let me just stop at
Burlington
Aldi
increased
to
headway
get
on the two
something.
trains
Nothing
from
can go
2
wrong.
minutes to 15 minutes the following May to prevent future incidents, and added a new signal aspect, flashing yellow, meaning conditional approach, also known as slow approach. This aspect indicates that the train must decrease to slow speed and get ready to stop at the next signal, and not increase to medium speed until the entire train clears the
Signaling.
block. This isn't to be confused with restricting, which is a low solid yellow, or a gray lunar signal depending on the railroad.
How do you have a
can
gray
pass at
light?
restricted speed, often described as fast enough to stop within half the sight distance, but in general, no more than 10 to 15 miles an
Don't
hour.
think about it too
You have
hard.
to prepare to stop at the next signal, find another train ahead of you.
That didn't
and
seem to
not
help in the
increase
broker
speed
incident 6
until
years
either a more
later.
favorable signal presents itself,
Yeah, why
or
didn't they
if the
tell him
train
about this
enters
before the
non-cap
broker
signal
incident,
or
man?
dark signal territories. In the words of most railroaders, a restricting aspect means don't hit anything. Words to live by. Stop and proceed is
Don't
similar.
fucking
Don't
hit
hit
anything.
anything.
Stop at the
Yeah,
signal
no
anyway,
shit.
And get permission before proceeding if conditions are right. That's only
I
scratching the
think
surface
don't
of
hit
today's
anything
aspects,
applies to
which
pretty
can
much
change
a
meaning
lot of
depending on what
aspects
rulebook
of
the railroad
railroading.
follows, and
And
signals
life
I
in
think
general.
yeah, it just applies to a lot of aspects of
how they
life.
display aspects.
Don't hit
It's quite
anything.
complicated, but a lot of the basics.
I keep saying to my granddad
same.
whenever he picked me up from school.
Despite recommendations from the Interstate Commerce Commission after the accident, the CB&Q would still run
Watch
mixed
Gettysburg
heavyweight
Railway
and
explosion.
lightweight
I think
train
this might be the
coexist,
last thing we're watching
but the railroad
tonight.
was already replacing
Yeah.
heavyweight
It's
cars
really-
with
you've gotta go
stainless
to work
steel,
soon, right?
lightweight Zephyr cars
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
Even though the mixed
Well, I
consists
can
would still
stay for
prove
like
deadly
another
in
short thing.
crashes, just like
Well, it depends
Napperville.
how long Gettysburg Railway
The
explosion
three-track
is.
main was passed
Yeah.
down to Burlington successor.
How long's the
Burlington
explosion?
Northern in
We can just watch the
Explosions-
explosion and that's it.
I was about to say,
Being
explosions
owned
tend
and
to be
used
pretty
by the
quick.
Burlington Northern Santa Fe,
Yeah.
who uses the main line for freight.
Someone said it's
Amtrak
15
uses
minutes.
It for medium to long range
Are
passenger
they adding
service.
a blue light?
And of course, there's Metro,
We're not telling
who
you.
uses the line for commuter rail service. The Exposition Flyer, though, would stop running after 1949, being replaced in segments by the famous California Zephyr, and then after March 22nd, 1970, it was replaced again
By
Amtrak's
Amtrak.
San Francisco Zephyr, later the current California Zephyr, as well as Rio Grande's short-lived Rio
Man,
Grande Zephyr.
imagine being the Penn Central.
As for the
Imagine
equipment
being a
involved,
railroad
few of the rear
that
cars of the
failed
Advanced
so
Flyer,
hard,
including Northern
you
Pacific
got a
Coach
bunch of passenger
1376,
lines
which was split in
nationalized.
half, as well as the crushed lightweight diner.
That's the Penn
were
Central,
scrapped.
baby.
Other damaged passenger cars.
Someone said,
including
watch,
five locomotives of
someone
the
said,
Exposition
watch Meet
Flyer
the
were
Heavy
repaired and returned to
Necks.
service. Both
Yeah, we'll
9910A
watch that
and
next.
B were sold to the Colorado and Southern
I think I can quote a
1955,
lot of the Meet
renumbered
the
as
Team stuff,
9951A
just line
and
for
B,
line.
respectively,
I've never
until
watched
being
any of the Meet
retired
the
in
Team stuff.
Have you
October of
not?
1967,
I've never been
being
into
traded
TF2.
in SD40s.
Even if you're not into TF2, the Meet the
Both
Team
were
stuff is like
scrapped shortly
iconic.
thereafter, leaving 9911A, the silver
I am
pilot,
a heavy
the sole
weapons
E5
guy,
to survive,
and
and is currently
this
operational
is
at the
my
Illinois
weapon.
Railroad Museum in Union, Illinois. The rear car of the Exposition Flyer, the Mount Darwin, is also still around and is currently at the Galveston Railroad Museum in Galveston, Texas.
What a name,
As for the
Galveston.
Advanced Flyers locomotives, both continued with CB&Q, only for 9920A to end up in another accident on
Who
September
touched Sheila?
27th, 1964.
I'll have you know his gun is
when it
called
was misrouted
Sasha.
into a standing Rock Island train,
Yeah,
killing 4 crew
jeez.
members
Yeah,
and
call yourself a
destroying both
TF2 fan.
9920A
Bah.
and 9922B, and damaging 9987A.
Imagine being the Penn
9920B
Central and
survived
being
until
so
March
shit
of
at your job you caused one of the
1968,
biggest
being
bankruptcies
retired,
of all
scrapped,
history.
and traded in
That it
for a
was.
GE U30B. Today, only one E7 survives, and that's Pennsylvania Railroad 5901A, on display at the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania in
Think you can get
Strasburg,
some
Pennsylvania.
not so shaky footage, dude?
God damn it.
I don't mean to be a hater, but you've got 100,000 subscribers and you can't afford a tripod?
Why is Mr. Who's the boss here?
I don't know.
Not as well known
He's
as
shelling
other
Opera
incidents,
GX. I don't care.
It was still a major reason why
Ooh.
most passenger trains in the United States, even today, have a maximum speed limit of 79 miles an hour or 127 kilometers an hour.
Oh
and
boy,
freight
just got a
trains offer
notification
between
from
50
my
to 70 miles an hour.
the
CB&Q,
wildfire tracker
Milwaukee
map.
Road, and Illinois Central
what?
were among the railroads in the region.
Alberta
running
wildfire
passenger
tracker
trains up to and
map.
above
Oh,
100
is
miles an
Alberta
hour
on
at the
fire
time of
again?
the accident.
Well, it's always on
The
fire.
Interstate Commerce Commission ruled, though, that by 1951,
You're not gonna have to
trains
evacuate,
traveling
right?
80
You'll be
miles an
okay?
hour
Nah,
or
nothing
more
around
have
me.
an automatic cab
Just
signal,
yet.
automatic train stop, or
Oh, someone
automatic
pointed out,
train
don't do the
control
Gettysburg
systems.
video because it has
Expensive but
copyrighted
life-saving
music. Okay, we're not gonna do that.
that were implemented on
Okay, we'll just
certain
mute it and we'll play
and was pioneered by other
copyright-free music over
No, we'll
it.
just watch Meet the Heavy.
Okay.
Cab signal indications would display in the cab, and
Meet the
any other
Medic, I think, is
aspect
still one of
other
my
than clear
favorites. Just
would have
it's
to be
so
acknowledged.
iconic.
Otherwise, the train would go into emergency stop. And while that system and others on the former Pennsy network still exist today on rails owned by Amtrak and Norfolk Southern, most of the cab signal systems in the Midwest have since been mostly removed. Many argue
Shame,
that
'cause
systems
cab
such as
signaling's
positive
pretty
train
useful.
control, which works similar to cab signals using satellite technology, could have
Oh,
also
apparently there's
prevented
2
this accident
Gettysburg
had it been
railway
available
explosion
at the time.
videos.
But after a series of
So
recent
we still
train
might be
collisions
watching
in
that
southeast
one,
Pennsylvania, Georgia, and more, that could be up for debate now.
There's a
Even
history in the
so,
dark one.
positive train control would have been the work of science fiction back in those days.
I'll just look it up on
The
Wikipedia.
accident
Back
also
in
paved
those
the way for
days.
advancements
Back in
train
those
speed in the
days when they
United
put
States.
lead in their
However,
paints.
while some Amtrak lines, as well as privately owned Brightline, are pushing for higher speeds, the former Pennsylvania Railroad network on Amtrak's Northeast
really
corridor
sucks
have
because
trains routinely travel at 80 to 125
the condition of a lot of
miles
American
an hour,
railroads is
and the
really
Acela
poor.
Express even pushes
Yeah. Like,
150 miles an hour in select regions.
high-speed
such as in New
rail
Brunswick,
is
New
so
Jersey,
good.
Mansfield, Massachusetts,
Especially in a
and
country
America
like the
just
US.
doesn't care
Every
about
cab signal system of the Pennsylvania
trains,
Railroad
honestly.
and positive
Now
train
imagine like high-speed
Also, the
rail can go like
successor of the
150
Avail
miles an
Liberty,
hour.
pushing speeds
Imagine
Yeah.
being able to get from like the
180
south
miles an
of like
hour
the
are in the
border of
works
Mexico
if
and the south of
infrastructure
California
improvements are met.
straight to the north in about like
In
what
2012,
2-3 hours.
66 years later,
That would
Chuck
be
Spinner
literally insane.
published a book
Yeah.
titled The Tragedy at
But the
Lincoln
thing
Street
is,
Crossing,
so my
dedicated
whole
to the
thing
victims
with
of the
like
accident.
high-speed rails in
Thanks to the
America
interest
is that
generated by the book, a Naperville
unless
committee
it's
selected
just
all
connecting
to
big
create a
cities,
sculpture at the site where the accident occurred.
like obviously it's going to
Sculpture
connect big
erected
cities,
in
but like if you're
2014
going
was
from
made
like
of
one end to the
5,000 railroad spikes
one end of the country to the
commemorating both
other,
the
If you're
victims
doing like
but
the
you're trying to go like
cannonball rails,
outside
and
of
the
the
rescue
city,
workers involved on that
you can't
fateful
really
day.
get anywhere after that because
Yeah,
you don't
which-
have a car.
But you need buses. You need buses.
Yeah,
you
there's
need
there's no public transportation.
You need
like
light
reliable.
railways and shit as well. You know, you need like trams and stuff.
Yeah, like everything. But like okay, so let's say you're like going from Los Angeles to let's say Chicago, but then you have to go to whatever is above Wisconsin, I think. How are you going to get to Wisconsin?
It is genuinely infuriating.
Right?
I know.
It's like they'd have to have high-speed rails absolutely everywhere to get to absolutely every town.
One of my favorite things as well, like when it comes to rail mapping, is there is a kind of, I think it's like a kind of fungus. It's kind of slime bacteria or something. It's yellow.
Yeah.
And it's a single cell organism. It just reproduces constantly. And essentially, what it does is when it's looking for like water or like nutrition and whatnot, it like replicates and it webs out. And then when one of the webs touches like the water or thing, it's got slime mold, that's it. And when it touches like the source of nutrition and whatnot, then all of the other branches, I guess you'd call them, all the other branches sort of like retract in, and so essentially,
and they just go to the.
And so essentially, you've got this like
source.
You've got this like connection, where it's the most direct route between the base of it and like the source of nutrition, so it doesn't mess out. What they did is they had a map of Japan, and they put like the slime.
Yeah,
mold.
they let the slime mold.
Yeah, it
like,
grew.
Map it out.
No, here's the thing though. They let it grow, and I think they put like certain bits. I think they put like certain things in like locations of like important cities and whatnot.
Yeah,
and it perfectly replicated Japan's high-speed rail system.
Holy shit!
It perfectly copied the map of it. Like obviously, given a little bit of inaccuracy, obviously, but like it was essentially like almost a near copy of it. That's how efficient like the Japanese rail system is. And I think they did the same for the US as well. And they're like, okay, so if we want to establish a connection between this point, this point, this point, this point, and they just let it grow. And they got a perfect map of, okay, here's how you connect like Chicago, New York, New Jersey, like Washington, California. You know, it's crazy that it's like, yeah, no, we can do this. We're just not going to.
We're just not going to. We don't care.
Gettysburg, I think it's railroad explosion, baby.
Yeah, it's just like it could work. It's just North America is so like
they just
so huge.
Don't care.
And like it's always the what about getting to here, to here, to here? They need an overhaul of like every single public transportation system. It would also cost a shit ton of money.
Probably.
To connect like every major city.
That's the problem. It costs a lot of money and no one's bothering to like... Why would we spend money on the public? Why would we do that?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit about the public?
One of the most elegant and beautiful types of machinery man has ever created.
Yeah, I agree with you.
How long is this?
This is 15 minutes, essentially. You got 15 minutes?
I do.
We'll watch this then. Subtitles on, because why not? And I think someone said this one's got copyrighted music, so I'm just going to keep the volume turned way down.
Alright, we start talking over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how was your day so far?
Again, I reiterate to my audience, watch the video. If you're so interested in watching it, watch it.
Yeah, we're going to give you the worst experience.
Yeah.
We'd
Why
rather
do I
you
make
go
all of my
watch
videos
the
like
video.
this? Why don't I just do all of my normal train of thought videos like this, where it's just me doing the normal video and then it's us commentating over it? Maybe I should do that for a stream one day, where I just like...
Start reacting to your own content?
Maybe not reacting, but I do like director's commentary. I feel like that would be fun.
Yeah. Oh, that was a voice crack? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you doing alright? You
just
doing alright there,
guy.
River?
Yeah.
Video.
Yeah. React to your reaction.
Director's commentary and further breakdown of information that didn't make it into the video. Yeah, could work.
For like longer videos, probably.
Yeah.
Do history in the dark? Okay, turn off your lights.
I've just turned off my lamp, and the sun is setting here, by the way, because it's like 25 past 9.
Oh, sun's fully up here.
Well, of course it's fully up there for you.
2:30.
I'm going to turn my light back on. I don't like being in the dark. I want to see what the fuck I'm doing.
He's scared.
I'm not scared of the dark. It's just annoying to be in the dark.
25 years. The boiler explosion
Also,
that
what is
changed
this
the face of tourist
what is this
steam
Halloween
railroad.
music?
Fuck off, Sam
Go
Sharda.
away, Amazon.
Gettysburg,
You already own my soul.
1995.
You won't take my pride.
Someone saying History in the Dark is a YouTube channel. I am well aware. On account I've spoken about him many times before.
Apparently COD zombies.
This is the fucking Call of Duty zombies music. That's a bold choice, even by my standards. That's a bold choice.
It's a funny choice.
Look at that font.
Yeah, it's a good font.
Look at that kerning.
We love kerning.
Hashtag feel the kern.
Another Baldwin 280 number 38 built for the
Yeah,
Broadtop
what he said.
Railroad and Coal Company. And
Your friend didn't... I have a name. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, my friend has a name. Don't you, friend?
Yeah. Yeah, I do,
You're
pal.
called friend.
Yep. That's my new name, guys.
Your full
Friend.
legal name. It's just one
It's
word. It's
friend.
friend. You don't know
It's like
first name,
Zendaya.
no middle name, no last. It's just friend.
Yeah. With a smiley face at the end.
But it's like, what's that, like, one, I think it's like the Japanese character that looks like
So
a
is the
crooked smiley
chat,
face.
is this the real Jesus Christ?
First name real.
Yeah. Well, oh, thanks. I'm a good co-host, apparently. I don't think I am. I don't know anything about trains.
We just talk over
this
each
is like,
other.
yeah.
In fairness, though, that's what makes you a good co-host, because you don't know anything about trains, so I'm getting a fresh opinion on this. I'm getting a fresh take. Like, it's one thing for me to be like, oh, yo, that's like that's a Baldwin engine, or like, hey, yo, this
I'm
is
like, that's a train.
I'm just like, hey, yo, I really like the design of the cab, and like, oh, that's an interesting mixed traffic engine, and then it's like, no, and then you're just like, no, it's just an train.
God damn it, D-Man.
Hey, D-Man, what have I missed? You have missed so much, my man. You have
we're
missed
almost done.
so much.
Oh, also, this $5 is for Delta. He knows why. I might have been taking bribes in the Discord server.
What do you mean you've been taking bribes in the Discord server?
I
might have been
taking...
the video. What did you been? Why? Who's been bribing my mods?
So basically, I like to go into the Discord and roll them all up every now and again.
You like to cause a ruckus, I've noticed.
I like to cause a ruckus, and there was one point where someone put a poll in there, and I'm like, why do we still allow polls? And then Borkith was like, oh, we don't. And I'm like, are you sure? Someone just made a poll. It's like, no, not anymore. And they're like, bring back polls. And I'm like, pay me $5 to so you can get polls back. But everybody, like, if you want polls for yourself, you have to pay $5. D-Man's like, bet.
Am I watching the actual, literal corruption of the justice system of my Discord server? Am I watching that happen in real time?
Nobody told me I can't take bribes. So, I'm doing it right now, and I'm giving D-Man the,
But only D-Man.
Yeah, only D-Man, because he paid $5.
Is D-Man a mod?
No.
I feel like he should be a mod on the server just for the
yeah, D-Man, do you just want mod?
Yeah, do you want to be a Discord mod, D-Man? You don't have to do much, just like... Oh, no!
No?
He said no. You know what?
What if we force you to be a mod anyway?
What if we just gave him mod powers he didn't ask for, and then he just destroys the server?
I'm gonna make a new role, it's gonna be called D-Man. D-Man, what do you want your role color to be?
Hold on, he said wait. In all caps, what does this mean? What is he making us
Y'all misunderstood.
I don't think he's trying to buy out. Oh, he was saying
notice something else.
Oh, you do want to be a mod.
Oh.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah.
Make him a mod. Mod this man.
Yeah, mod this man.
Does being a Discord mod increase the likelihood of getting a stream collab? Probably not.
No.
I thought about applying when it was open, so sure. I mean, the applications are always open. It's just been a while since I've checked.
It's also, we don't need new mods, that's the thing.
I mean, more mods help.
Yeah, but no. Oh, you have to give it to him.
Oh, I have to give the. We'll do it after the stream. Don't worry.
Now
You'll be knighted after the stream. Don't worry, D-Man.
Yeah.
After which the combined consist proceeded. Believe it or not, this was a routine procedure on the Gettysburg. Already, there was the first sign of danger. A check valve between the feed water heater pump and the boiler had been leaking all day, even though the valve was recently replaced. On the previous trip that day,
Oh no,
when
it's gonna blow.
1278 was running backward next to a double-tiered
Oh no.
air observation car, the spray from the leaking check valve required that the top half of the car to be cleaned. Consequently, according to the first fireman, when the
So
train
it's a
left
leaky
overhead,
engine.
the feed pump was shut off. The feed water heater is a heat exchanger located in the front of the locomotive, usually in the smoke box. The steam exhausted from the cylinders is used to preheat water from the tender before the water is pumped into the boiler.
Is this footage from the actual day?
And lowers fuel
Hmm.
usage.
It might be actually, because it took 25 years ago, so this was what, 1998, 1999?
Yeah, 98,
25,
99.
oh no, 3 years ago, so this would be 19...
Oh, okay, so 1995, 96.
Yeah.
Visual movement of the feed pump rod told them that it was working. Both firemen felt that
Oh, it was 1995. Glenn told us so.
Thank you, Glenn.
Thank you, Glenn.
My first proper D&D character was called Glenn.
Frequently during the trip,
Mm.
which would indicate
Maybe
how
it's
much
a
water
sign.
is left in the boiler. The first
Pleasure?
fireman stated that he always
Not on
checked
stream,
the water
please.
glass.
No pleasuring on stream, thank you.
Yeah, no pleasure in this stream.
He also said that the engineer leaned back in his seat to
Train
check
go
the water
boom,
glass
people
about
go
3
sad, then
times during the trip.
depression rates go
Neither
up.
fireman noted anything
Yeah,
unusual about
the only thing that happens when a train explodes is people are sad.
fluctuate between half to a full inch, which
I
they
mean, you know, it's
considered
not like
normal
people
considering the grade of the
fucking
track and the
died.
vibrations. At Pond
It
Road,
was just
at
sad.
Post 18, the second fireman relieved the first, and about a mile later, at 7 p.m. at Gardner's, while the train was moving at approximately 15 miles an hour, disaster struck.
Disaster strike.
So describing Alan
This
Freeman-
truly is a disaster.
Yeah,
It's
a
Amazon.
disaster, an ad.
Where's the boom? I'm expecting a loud, earth-shattering kaboom.
Yeah. We just get like a
1278
soundbite.
suffers a backdraft
Kaboom!
explosion in the firebox. Scalding steam and flames burned the 3 crew members badly, with the engineer suffering the worst, as he had burns over 60% of his body.
Oof.
When the train
Jesus.
stopped, the engineer managed to get down out of the locomotive cab by himself, and he laid on the ground. He was then helped by the firemen and other members of the train crew. Ambulances arrived minutes later to take them to area hospitals. The first fireman, who had immediately left the locomotive
Okay,
cab
so
by
the crown
doorway,
sheet.
had second and third degree burns.
I don't know if the
over
crown
10% of
sheet
his
melted,
body.
but the
He was taken
firebox
to the hospital
gave in.
Gettysburg and was later transferred to York for a week. His recovery
something
took about
broke.
1.5 months. The second fireman also had second and third degree burns on both his legs, arms, and chest, and had fractured
Shit was a
legs
camera
from
quality in
jumping over the
1995.
cabin.
Hey, maybe they were too poor to buy a new camera.
And the passengers on the
You ever
train
think of that?
escaped serious
Spent too much money on the
all
train.
100 of them. 1278 suffered major damage to its firebox
Ooh,
area.
Jesus.
It's supposed to look like that?
Do you want me to explain what's wrong with this picture real quick?
Yes.
For the folks at home that might not know as well.
I'm guessing it's not supposed to bulge out like
You
that.
see, like, these bolts here?
Yeah.
Where those
Oh,
holes
those are bolt holes.
Those are meant to be rivet holes. That's meant to be
Oh,
completely
so
flat. Going
so
up,
the rivets melted out and then it bowed out.
going above this part as well, there's water on top of like the metal you see on. Can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
On top of here, there's water on top of it because
Yeah.
down below you have the fire. The fire needs to be extremely hot to provide heat for the boiler, but obviously the heat goes straight up and goes across here. And if this gets too hot, it'll melt. You don't want that.
Yeah.
So by having a layer of water going over the top, you kind of ensure that it stays cool.
It's like cooling.
It stays cool enough.
Yeah.
Like, this gets red hot, and that helps boil the water as well, but with the water on top, it stays cool enough that it doesn't melt. What's happened is the feed water, I think they're saying the feed water heater, or just the thing that pumps water into the boiler, wasn't working properly. The water level in the boiler went down, low enough that not enough water was on this.
So the fire just melted it? Is that metal?
That's
metal,
metal.
right? Yeah.
That is metal and fire
Jesus.
bricks. Like, it's
That's
hot.
crazy.
And you imagine it's not only that this melted, the boiler pressure, you're looking at about 150 psi minimum.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So as you can imagine, someone put in chat, the crown sheet must always be submerged to handle the boiler's pressure. Because not only have you got water and heat on this, you've also got just an absolute ton of pressure. Which is why if the water drops too low in the boiler, it just explodes. And this is normally where it fails, so it explodes at the back and it gets the crew. You got to be careful with it.
The rear tube sheet knuckle had bulged downward a maximum of about a foot in a bag shape that covered an area.
Yeah, a foot downwards.
Jesus Christ.
That is steel.
Around the crown stays have been deformed and elongated, creating gaps about the crown stay heads. The crown sheet knuckle next
There you
to
are.
the
Now
sheet
you can
had a
see how
6-inch
it kind of
tear,
happened.
and also two front
Oh, so
right
that...
firebox
Okay, so the bulge, that bulge is like a foot down, right?
Yeah.
So that is like absolutely massive.
It's a foot. It's 30 centimeters, dude.
No, like the bulge looks really small compared to everything else. So that is absolutely massive.
Yeah. That is...
Jesus.
It went 30 centimeters down, my guy.
No, I meant like the entire thing.
Oh yeah,
not just the bulge.
Yeah, the entire fireboxes are big, man. You can climb inside of one.
Oh,
they are big.
Jeez.
I'll have to see if I can find a clip of you because there's a documentary with Guy Martin. He was helping restore an engine on the Severn Valley Railway, and to inspect the firebox, you had to physically climb inside it.
Jesus Christ.
Obviously, you know, this was in a shed. It was not hot at all.
Yeah.
But you can imagine, after the engine's been in operation, even after they've blown off all steam...
The first issue was the water glass light was not working, a violation of railroad regulations.
Okay, when someone said this was the Gettysburg explosion, I didn't know about the incident. I was just assuming that it was like a full-on boiler explosion. But no, this is like the crown sheet failed. Like, this wasn't a massive boiler explosion. It wasn't great, but it wasn't like the whole boiler went up. That's what I was expecting.
Me and the boys chilling in the firebox. I don't think you'd be pretty chill.
No, literally, like, at the end of the day, like, when locomotives were in constant operation, you know, you'd take it to the shed, you'd drop the fire, you'd move it into the shed, you'd blow off this pressure out of the boiler, let it cool down a bit, and you'd have to get in the firebox.
And then you climb in, and then you sleep. That's where the conductor sleeps.
You'd have to get into the... It's where the conductor sleeps.
Yeah.
It's where the train incubates its eggs.
Yeah, where do you think other trains come from?
It's how they reproduce.
That's why they all look the same.
buildings.
No two trains look the same because they
therefore
breed.
concluded that the firemen did
No,
not
they all look pretty
because they had
similar.
not been properly taught how to blow down the water glass or test the gauge cocks. The lack
Blow
of
down the
knowledge about
water
such
glass.
basic procedures
Yeah,
led to
blow
lack of effective
the
training
gauge cocks.
at the Gettysburg
Am I right, fellas?
The water injector, which helps flow
What's
water
very
from the
interesting
tender
though
into
as
the
well,
boiler,
like
was also non-functional because
the
the
water
wrong
glass
metal
itself
discs
is an
installed,
art.
making water flow to the boiler difficult.
Because like there's a glass in the locomotive that says how much water's in the boiler and how much you need to top it up by.
The design of
Yeah.
1278's
American
boiler and ground
locomotives,
sheet
there's like
was
a certain
factor that
trick
helped
to doing
prevent
it,
serious
and if you do it
injuries to
wrong,
the
you can
passengers
trap air
and
in the
deaths of
system,
the crew.
and it'll give a
As the
false
ground
reading.
sheet only bulged, but didn't result in the whole boiler exploding.
So if you get air trapped
As
and
the
you try
boiler
to read the
itself
gauge,
did
the
indeed
water won't go
explode
down
instead of
when it
suffering
should go
an
down. So you think, oh, we've got plenty of
crew would
water,
have
and
been
then next thing you
killed by
know,
the
bang.
explosion, and flying debris could have injured or killed passengers and bystanders. As a result of these factors and
Like,
others,
for a boiler
including
explosion,
clean
this is
boiler
about the
and lack
best
of
case
proper water
scenario as you
treatment
can
program
get.
by the railroad,
Mm.
the NTSB
Where just the crown
recommended
sheet caves in a bit and it starts
stringent
spraying steam
on
into the
steam
cab.
locomotives to ensure safe operation. Gettysburg
Oh, hey,
Railroad
it's Heist.
continued to operate, albeit without steam
Who, what?
operations, and was later sold
Never
to
mind.
the Delaware Valley
Chat will get the
Railroad
joke.
Company, a subsidiary of Rail America, in 1996.
Yeah.
Delaware Valley created
like-
a new operating company, the Gettysburg Railway. It was later sold again. to
You look
Pioneer
at the
Railroad
aftermath
Short
of boiler
Line, the
explosions.
Gettysburg and
They
Northern
are
Railroad in 2001,
genuinely
which still operates
dangerous.
as a short line, interchanging with NS
Like,
and
there is a
CSX.
reason why steam
However, they
locomotives are
no
considered
longer do tourist
mobile
operations.
bombs.
As for 1278, it was removed from service after the incident and was later bought by Jerry
Real.
Jacobson at an auction in 1998. It sat at an Ohio Central Railroad storage facility for several years waiting for restoration. As of 2016, 1278 currently resides inside the Age of Steam Roundhouse in Sugar Creek, Ohio.
Oh geez, that has
safely out
seen
of the
better
weather.
days.
It has had a partial cosmetic restoration to improve its overall looks as a static display.
I was about to say partial, the whole boiler's
never
rusted.
run under steam again.
That's just minor
25
damage.
years have passed since this
Yeah,
tragedy,
it's just cosmetic
and
rust,
fair
it's
to say
fine.
this incident
Yeah.
changed steam locomotive operations on tourist railroads forever.
And there we go. Boilers
Everybody clap.
explode.
You know the drill.
What?
Everybody clap. You know
Oh,
the
yeah,
drill.
everyone clap.
Everybody clap.
Clap.
Come
Cowards.
on. Come on. Clap, cowards.
Steam locomotives are just pipe bombs with extra steps if you're not careful. Yeah. No, but yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but
what steam locomotives
No, but
are,
yeah.
What steam locomotives are, is if you've ever watched a video of someone putting, like, a sealed can of soup over a hob, or, like, over a fire, and you watch the can, like, swell before it just finally
Oh,
bursts.
yeah. Yeah, it's basically like...
That's how a steam
like
locomotive works.
Hmm.
So,
I
yeah.
get it. I think.
You think.
I think.
He thinks, therefore he is.
Methinks.
Anyway, I think that's the end of the stream.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta go to work soon, right?
I gotta get down to business. I gotta shower first.
He needs to get down to business to defeat the Huns.
I gotta get squeaky clean.
Did they send me daughters when I asked for sons?
Yes, they did.
You're a spineless, pale, pathetic lot. and
No,
you haven't
Disney's gonna
got
snipe
a
us again.
clue. Somehow I'll make a man out of you.
Out of you.
It's okay.
I don't think Disney's gonna copyright our terrible singing.
I was about to say, was I singing in tune enough for that to be considered copyright?
Probably not.
Because I like singing, I like to think I can hold a tune, but I'm not going to flatter myself. If I it's one of those things where I sing and then I listen back on myself and I'm like, man, I sound terrible.
Yeah, me too.
But then at the same time, everyone's like, oh no, you've got a nice voice. So maybe if I do sing, I sound nice. Who knows?
Maybe. We'll never know.
We'll never know. Speaking of never know, you want to plug your Twitter while I play the Tugs theme?
Yeah,
And
everybody.
Because the Tugs theme will drown out you talking.
Please,
Because that's the running gag.
Yeah, please go follow me at twitter.com/Static Delta.
Okay, that's the Tugs theme.
And then we also want you to follow at twitch.tv/Static Delta.
Oh,
Static
yeah.
Delta everywhere.
You're so close to getting that dank Twitch partnership.
Totally, really close. It's not like I haven't streamed in. Let's see. Let's go to my channel here.
Haven't given enough money on this stream at XMH.
11 days ago.
There's next week, D-Man. Don't worry about it. I also love that it's $12.11, just such a random amount of money.
That's all he had left.
After I've bled his bank account dry.
What's the Twitter? Static Delta.
At Static Delta.
It's
if you can hear again.
At Static.
Again, you're kind of being drowned out by Tugs.
That one.
That one. Yeah, there you are.
That one right there in the chat.
Yeah.
Twitch and Twitter. Come on.
Distorting the mic.
Follow
That's
me.
how I like it. Distorting harder. We can't hear you. That's the point.
Yeah.
Did Mike escape from the basement? He's somewhere.
Yeah, he's running around in London right now.
We're trying to capture him. Hopefully, we
Yeah.
can capture him soon, and I can put him
Hopefully.
on stream. Speaking of stream, it's the end of the stream. Rivet,
no.
Do you have any last words before?
Please go follow me. I don't even care about the